On after last Sunday. I've gone after Sunday at the last cleaning day. Like you got it all together?
Getting there. I feel we're getting there now.
Yeah. Lena, how did you get on?
I was telling Nick I had a glass of wine when I got back.
Just put Zoe on mute because I can't hear a bloody thing. Sorry.
I was telling Nick I had a glass of wine when I got back from Sunday, and I had not pissed at all, but I thought, oh fuck it, just put it on Facebook. Facebook 25 quid, and then got 4 bookings, and I did my first one on when was that now? Tuesday or Wednesday? I can't remember. Anyway, she cried in it, and I'm thinking, yes, go on. And, I did the kinetic shift thing for fibromyalgia she suffers with, the girl. I don't know what that noise was. What was that noise? Anyway, and she texted me a really nice message. She put a message on Facebook thing, so loads of people have said something to me. And then today she's rang me and she's skating for the first time in a couple of months.
Wow. That's
Oh,
brilliant. That's brilliant. That made you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you put an advert on Facebook.
To my friends, not public or anything, like just to my
Right.
friends saying I'm training for hypnotherapy. Does anybody want to have a go for 25 quid? And you know what? I thought to myself, if I do it for money, I've got to step up my game.
That's exactly the mindset. This is what I said to you on Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah,
If you charge for it, you up your game.
yeah,
And they're serious because they're paying for it.
yeah. So
That's all the
I
difference.
did concentrate, and I definitely could have done things better.
Well, we all feel like that sometimes, don't we?
Yeah, yeah. I was actually proud of myself.
Good, good.
good.
Yeah,
It's the way to start, isn't it? Just getting started. Like I say all the time, I can give you driving lessons. Until you pass your test and you get out there and start driving, you're not going to know. And
yeah,
that's how you learn. But you've got yeah, you're going to have to it's pushing the boundaries, isn't it? And there's things that I get that I think, okay, no, I don't know how I'm going to like what am I going to do? I mean, I've got the basics, obviously emotional detox, but then you start thinking, oh, I could do this and I could do that, and pulling it in from different places. And I spoke to Zoe this week because you had a client, didn't you, Zoe? I put you on mute because all I could hear was the
Sorry, I was just trying to make some space. Yeah, I did the thing, but I feel like I need like my flow, I think can be better, but I suppose that's just practice.
yeah, that's like anything. It's just getting that flow. And there are times where I'm with clients and I think, well, done that. That didn't. I need something else now. And I'm like, and then I just say to mum, take a deep breath. Well, I have to think about what I'm gonna do next. Do you know what I mean? It's like take a deep breath, okay, and breathe in and breathe out, and we're gonna move on. And then I go, oh yeah, right, I'm gonna do this. Or I might say some suggestions, and then I think, oh yeah, actually, this would work well, and then I carry on. And that's takes time. It just takes time to get that flow and comfortable. And each time you'll learn a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? You think, oh, that worked really well for that client. And sometimes things work well for one client that don't work well for another client, but that's okay. Um, and it is just playing and getting the right thing. So I think the emotional detox is really key for.
Yeah, the emotional detox take a while because I did one on a Friday. It was when we was out last Sunday. She basically spent the whole of Sunday crying, and I went, I don't know if that's anything to do with because it wasn't the next day, and she has got issues, but it just,
Yeah.
but it just seemed to be on the back of that. Would it have taken that long to do that though? Can it do that?
Can take that long. There are some people will walk out of my office, they'll have an emotional detox and they'll walk out going, oh my God, I feel really light, I feel really great, I feel great, I'm going to go. And I'm like, brilliant. And there's other times people will be sitting there and they'll be like, you can see they're drained, and they're like, oh, absolutely drained. I feel shattered. And then that can take a few days. When I had my big blowout, when my first proper emotional detox, I was on a training course, but afterwards, I think it took about 3 days, and I felt groggy, drained. I felt shit. I thought I'm never going to get fucking any better. But then once it cleared, I felt so much better. But we really don't know. We as
Because
therapists,
I felt like at the time I used her as a practice, and I feel like she was like this is the one that resisted me, and I felt like I wasn't really didn't really do anything. I was just doing it to practice. And then when she said that, I was like, oh, maybe we did tap something then.
yeah. I mean, I've had one client who came to see me, and she was really I didn't think she did much on the couch. She just sort of got rid of some stuff, but I didn't think it was that big a deal. And we finished, and we sat. She sat down, and she just went, "I'm absolutely knackered." She went, I can't talk anymore. I've got to go." And I went, "Okay." I said, "Well, we've got other things to do." And she went, "I can't do it." She went, "I need to go and lay down. I need to go home." And she just got up and she walked out. And I went, "Give me a call in a few days' time." She went, "I'll call you back." She called me back a few days. She said, "I just slept. I just went home. When I slept, I went to bed and slept right through the next day." She said, "And I feel better." She said, "But she came back about 3 days late. I think it was about 3 or 4 days late. And we just finished the session and just done a few things with her." And she was like, "Yeah, I feel much better now." She came back and had another session about a month later. Loads and loads of stuff that she needed to get rid of. Most of it I don't really know. I don't fully know.
If you were going to do like somebody wanted to see you with a few sessions, would you do an emotional detox every time?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
do similar stuff every time?
Emotional detox. I would do an emotional detox. There was a time where I used to think, oh, I should do something different. Sometimes I would take them into a memory room, take them into the memory room where they've got files and files and files of all of their memories, and they need to get rid of this there's a big hole in the floor where there's a chute that goes down into the skip, and you're just going to get rid of stuff and you're going to throw it all away. You could do that. It's just like another metaphor or a way of getting rid of stuff. And I've had clients that have gone on, like, got whole cabinets that just pulled the whole lot down and threw them all out. And I think that can work quite well with some people. But
Max, sorry, when I was doing it on Friday, I did the emotional detox. Then we didn't do the table in the end because she said just do the emotional stuff. So we did the emotional detox, the bench, and then I did like the hotel room. But she said that the emotional detox, she didn't really think that bit worked. She said all she saw was as I was saying the words, she just saw words flashing up in her head.
perfect. Yeah. So that's
I
what
was, I was
happens.
thinking, I was a bit disappointed, thinking, oh, that's a bit rubbish. It obviously hasn't worked.
Yeah, a lot of people feel like that. They feel like they go, "Oh, I didn't really see anything in the emotional detox, just like swirly and let go." But the proof is in the pudding when you speak to them a few days later and they'll go, "Yeah, this changed or that changed. I do feel better." So just because someone didn't see anything or didn't feel anything, that's okay. I never do. I never feel anything. I don't see anything, nothing. The only time
Yeah.
I've seen anything is when I did psychedelic hypnosis, but that's another ball game. So yeah, so emotional detox. Don't worry if they don't see anything, they don't feel anything. That's fine. It's absolutely fine. Just sometimes most people won't see anything, and some people just go, "Oh, I just saw words coming up and going." That's quite common.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
swirls coming up and coming out, or colours, or they just go, "Oh, just blank, nothing really." Don't forget the subconscious mind is protecting them. So it might be protecting them from bringing up anything at all.
okay. I was a bit like, oh, I thought it was going to work because I was telling her how good it was. And then I was a bit disappointed, but
Yeah,
she said
don't,
the other stuff was good.
because until, like, I've had it with clients where they've gone, "Oh, I don't feel any different." And then I've spoken to them a few days later and they've gone, oh my God, this happened and that happened, and I feel better. I didn't deal with it in such a um, aggressive or um, anxious way. I was a lot calmer, or whatever they end up doing. So don't underestimate it by the client's reaction. Just go with it and say, well, okay, well, let's see how you get on. Um, it's a funny one, the emotional detox, because you never know. You really don't know how it's going to feel, like how they're going to feel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you all got some practice in this week. We've got a little bit more done. Good. So I want to get through a lot today. We talked a bit about smoking on Sunday, and smoking and cocaine addiction are very, very similar, because it's what drives the client. So when you speak to a client, it's what drives them. Is it their family? Is it their health? Is it money? Is it all three? Is it all of those things? So we're looking at what drives them and what bothers them the most. If they're coming because their partner, their wife, their kid, or whatever, mum's paying for it, or them, or they're coming because they feel they should, because someone else is paying or someone else wants them to, that's not really your ideal client. You want someone who's going to, that are determined to give up, that goes, right, I'm ready for this, I just need some help. And that's what we're doing, is helping them, pushing them in the right direction. Remember, we can't make them do anything they don't want to do. It's not a magic wand, it's not a silver bullet, it's not going to stop them unless they really want to quit, or they really want to stop smoking or taking cocaine. When you deal with a smoker, your consultation is key. If you have a chat with them over the phone to start with, find out as much information as you can. Why do they want to give up smoking? How many cigarettes do they smoke? Find out how much they're spending on cigarettes. I think the average packet is about £12 or £15 now.
Oh, somebody in front of me in a shop the other day bought 100, and I was desperate to look at the total. £94. I was going, nearly 100 quid on 100 fags. I was going,
Crazy, isn't it?
what?
So finding out how much they've spent on, how much they spend a week on fags, and most of the people go, oh, but I'm not worried about the money, because it's like a bill. It's like that they pay it all the time and they don't think nothing of it. It's like your gas bill. You think, oh, I've got to pay my gas bill. Cigarettes can be a bit like that. People can have that kind of attitude, and especially cocaine addicts. They're like it. It's like, I don't know, I can afford that, because like I've got to pay for my cocaine, like we would if it was your electric bill. So find out about what drives them. Is it someone? It might be someone that wants them to give up and they're going to support them, but it's got to come from them as well. Looking at their money, how much they're spending, that's important, because then it's going to come to the end and you're going to go, right, it's now 370 quid or 350 or 400 quid or whatever you want to charge for smoking. If they've got health issues, most people that smoke, even if they've got health issues, don't really give a shit, because if they did, they wouldn't be smoking in the first place. So it's talking to them about their health and finding out, well, can you carry on like this? That's such a key question. Can you carry on smoking over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years? Where will you be in 10 years' time? So even if they're like 25 years old, where do you want to be by the time you're 35, heading towards 40? Do you want to be out of breath? Not being able to run up those stairs as well as you used to? If you're dealing with a cocaine addict, then it's being brutal as well. Okay, so you're lucky that your nose hasn't collapsed at the moment, but what happens if they're being secretive about their cocaine? What happens when the hole comes up in your nose, or what happens when the nose starts to collapse? Everyone will know then what's happened. And yeah, you can have surgery for it, but they won't give you surgery unless, and I've had this from a client, won't have surgery unless you've given up cocaine for at least, I don't know if it's 6 months or a year. He had to be clean before they would operate on his nose. So it's finding out about that, their health issues. Have they got COPD? Have they got any heart conditions? Anything that's related to smoking? And what will it take for you to give up smoking? Will it take for you to get cancer before you give up? Where will you be? Will you be screaming at yourself in the future in like when you get to 40, 50, 60 years old, screaming at that younger you, going, why didn't you stop back then? So finding out what their health is, their money, and does their partner like them smoking? Does it affect them if their partner smokes? Find out a lot more, find out about them. When you do a consultation over the phone, and you book them in, let's rewind. So say, for example, you've gone through everything with them and they're spending £300-400 a month for whatever they're spending on cigarettes, and then you're going to charge them whatever you want to charge them. I wouldn't go anything lower than 200 quid. Whatever you're going to charge, go for it. Okay. And then say, right, I can book you in now, or do you want to send me a message? Let me know when you want to book in. Okay. Leave it like that. Most of the time they go, no, I want to book that in now. I want to book it in. Okay. By the time the person's made the phone call to you, they've already made the decision that they want to give up. Okay, so they've already decided they want to make a change. So let's say you book them in for Friday. Yeah, right. Well, I booked you in for Friday at 10 o'clock or whatever. I would then say to them, I want you to remind yourself, and they can tell their friends if they wish, like close family, that as of Friday, they will be a non-smoker. So I'll say to them, between now and Friday, I want you to remind yourself that as of Friday, you will be a non-smoker. And if they're with a partner that supports them, and some people don't want their partner to know, then their partner will go, well, don't forget, like as of Friday, you won't be smoking anymore. So when you go to that party the following week, you won't be smoking, or you might as well start make those cigarettes that you've got now. If you've just bought 100, make them last till Friday, because then after that you won't be buying any more. Yeah. If they're buying fags every day, it's like, well, come Thursday will be the last time you buy cigarettes, or probably Wednesday, so that you haven't got any more. That's what you're aiming for. So they've got that leading up to that day is the day that they're going to stop. On the day that they book in with you, I tell them I don't want them smoking. Just a new pin. On the day that they're booked in for smoking, for their treatment, I would say to them, I don't want you smoking from the night before. Make that your last cigarette. Or on that morning, if it's going to be a lot light, if they're not coming through to the night, so that's your last cigarette, no cigarettes. And there would have been times where they didn't smoke. They're not addicted, as in not get up in the night to have a cigarette. Although I have to say my dad used to. But most people will go on a long haul flight or go to the doctors or be in hospital and not smoked. They can get through it. When they arrive at so you book them in, you've got them to a higher loop, you've got them to think about leading up to Friday that they're going to be a non-smoker as of that day. And then when they arrive, you ask them, you'll know if you're like me and you don't smoke, you'll know, like you'll smell the cigarettes if they've just had a fag outside. So, and I've bloody pulled them up on it and all. When they've come in, I've gone, "You've had a fag, haven't you?" And they go, "Yeah, sorry, couldn't help myself." Right, okay. So when they've come in, then ask them, "Are you craving for a cigarette?" On a scale of 1 to 10, are you craving for a cigarette? And most will go, "No, I'm all right. I'm all right while I'm here." Some might come in and go, "Yeah." Or I say to them, before we start, if I said to you, "Let's go outside and have a quick fag," would you, what would you say yes? And some of them will go, "Yeah, I'd love to pop outside now and have a fag with you before we start." I'm like, ain't gonna happen. So, okay. So you want to see if they're still willing to smoke at that point. Do you have a craving for cigarettes? If they have a craving to smoke, you can release that craving there and then before they even start the session. You could do a 6 frame tapping. Even though I have a craving for cigarettes, I choose to let that craving go. I let it go. I let that craving go, right? I love myself. I respect myself. I want to be healthier. I will be healthier. You could do it that way. You could also say, where's that craving in the body? Connect, shift it out. Where's that craving? Where does that craving sit? What does that craving feel like? Or you could do what I probably would do, or most of the time do. Okay, you've got a craving for cigarettes. Do the session and then get to the end and then say, how's that craving now? It might have come down a bit. Then you can do collapsing anchors and get rid of it completely. When we're dealing with a smoker or a cocaine addict, when you're doing the future pacing at the beginning of the session, when you're looking at the future and you're saying to them, right, you're on the path at the moment as a smoker or a cocaine addict, you're on that path. I want you to see where you're going to be in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, if you carry on like this. Where will you be? At the moment, if they're really healthy, anything, you're damaging yourself quietly. You're on a slow suicide. You're damaging yourself without even realizing it. Using the hospital bed is a really good way of them looking at themselves. So they see themselves in the hospital bed in years to come. They're laying in the hospital bed. They can't breathe. They can't get up and go from the bed to the toilet without being assisted because they can't get there because they can't breathe properly. The machines are keeping them awake and they're awake. The machines are keeping them alive, and their family are saying their last goodbyes to them. And it is that brutal. Go on, Zoe.
Would you say all this in the hospital bed and that in the future pacing?
In the future pacing at the beginning of their session.
Not in hypnotherapy.
In hypnotherapy, yeah.
In it.
Yeah. Rory would have said it in their consultation, maybe on the phone, or you might have said it before they got into hypnosis, like not so much about the bed, but like, well, where will you be if you carry on smoking? Where will you be if you carry on taking cocaine in the next 5 years, 10 years? And then in hypnosis, then look at the future. So you're really putting it in, where will you be if that.
How would you bring in the hospital bed into that? Where would you be in 5, 10 years?
I would go, look at yourself in the future, see where you're going, see what you want to achieve. And if they've got a family, I would say to them, like, especially if they're a man and they've got a daughter, or they're a man that's got, that love their wife to bits, or even it's mostly men that I see actually for smoking, or they're taking cocaine. Like, where will you be? But how will that affect your family? Who's going to step into your shoes when you're gone? Especially if they take cocaine. So I'd be like, once you die from a heart attack from your cocaine addiction. Do you want your children to grow up knowing that their dad was a junkie? What legacy do you leave? We know that at the moment your children think you're amazing, you're a hero, and you're wonderful. But what happens if you should die because of that? Or smoking. Why did you carry on smoking when you could have stopped? Why didn't you stop? So being that brutal, who's gonna walk your daughter down the aisle if you're not here? Sorry, Anoop.
If they don't love their wife, I mean, if his kids don't think he's an amazing dad, what do you suggest? What would you say?
If he doesn't get on with his kids, then I wouldn't bring it into it. I'd bring it in.
What would you bring in then?
Maybe his girlfriend or his wife, depending on who's around at the time. No, or even just for his own self, depend on what his situation is. Yes, it's who's around. If that doesn't work for that particular client, then you go in another way. But most people have got either a partner or family or someone that they want to see grow up. I've even had guys that I've had a gay guy that come to see me, and he had 2 nephews, and he went, "Oh, like my nephews, I'd love to give up for my nephews." And I was like, right, well, I want to remember you for, the things that you did for them. You spoiled them. You took them on holidays. You took them to Disney. You did this. You did that. And then because you smoked, because you took cocaine, you died way before your time. So it's being that brutal. It's being that brutal. And I've even my cocaine addicts, I can take it sometimes that one step further and go, who is actually going to be fucking your wife when you leave? Trust me, I have said that. And it's said it to the people that it's okay to say it to. But that's not going to be appropriate. It's not going to be appropriate to most people. I have actually said that. And he thanked me afterwards. So he went, "Oh my God, that hit the nail on the head." It's what drives that person to want to quit. Health generally isn't enough, and nor is money. It's normally people around them. So you're going to do that. Emotional detox, get rid of their stuff, to get rid of whatever. It's not related to smoking or cocaine. It's just getting rid of their stuff, their guilt, their shame, their hurt, their pain. Emotional detox. When you're doing smoking and sometimes drinking and cocaine addiction, take them back to the first time that they smoked, especially smokers. Most smokers, the average age is around 14, 15 years old. Take them back to that younger you. Go on, sorry.
Would you do that in the emotional detox then?
After the emotional detox,
okay.
What they've done.
With the emotional detox, with the smoking, do you still do the same? Let go of any hurt?
Yeah, it's just a normal.
Would you say things about smoking, like
no.
cravings? No, just saying the hurt and okay.
Yeah, with a normal emotional detox, and tell them the emotional detox is not always related to smoking. However, when as smokers or cocaine addicts, it's always been their mate. If they've had a bad day, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to go and have a fag. If they've had I'm having a shit time at work, I'm going to get outside and go and have a fag. I'm going to have a fag and then I'll cut the grass. All right. So it can be related to a lot of stuff that's happened in their life, good, bad, ugly, the lot. So emotional detox, general emotional detox is great. Then
when do you put the hospital thing in then?
At the future pacing. So you're doing the future pacing and then looking at yourself in the future, you're in the hospital bed. Can't get out of the bed, you're really unwell, the machines are keeping you awake. Wait, why do I keep saying that? The machines will keep you alive. And then you're going on to the emotional detox. Then you're going to take them back to when they very first started smoking. Most 14, 15-year-olds start smoking because they feel under pressure.
Would you always future pace before you do the emotional detox?
You can do it then, yeah. Do the emotional, do the future pace, see where they're going, what obstacles they've got in the way that need to come out. And we can do that with the emotional detox by letting go of whatever's in their way. When we do after the emotional detox, take them back to when the very first time that they smoked or the very first time that they took cocaine, what they were doing, who they were with, why they felt the need to do it, see themselves in that position, smoking, or the taste, the smell, whatever it is at that time. What was the purpose? Almost like, what was the purpose in that? Most do it because they felt under pressure or going along with the crowd, especially when they're young. Yeah.
Do you talk to you through that, like ask them?
Hmm. They don't have to go through it with you, but if you take them back to that first time that they had a cigarette or the first time they snorted cocaine, get them to see themselves. And remember to say to them, now that you're older, you're wiser, you can see yourself as that younger you. You didn't need to do that. You didn't need to take that cocaine. You didn't need it, you didn't want it. So it's like seeing themselves. Most will go, yeah, I was just an idiot. I was just a kid. Because when you're 14, 15, you think you're a man or a woman of the world, don't you? You think, oh yeah, I can smoke, I'm a grown up. And when you see yourself as an adult, when you are an adult, I should say, and you see yourself as that little kid smoking a cigarette, it's like, hang on a minute, I didn't need to do that. I was doing it because I wanted to be in the cool gang or whatever. Yeah. Then we
And
can
would you tell them, like, tell your younger self that you don't need that?
do that. Tell them you don't need to do that. You don't need to smoke that cigarette. It was just a terrible mistake, and that if you stop now, if you'd stopped then, you wouldn't be in this position now and spending, all the money that you've spent or the health problems that you've got. Whatever's relevant to your question, whatever's relevant to your client. Yeah. Once you've done that, then you can move on to the bench. When people come to see me for cocaine addiction or alcohol or smoking, they often have an aunt or an uncle or a parent that has either died of cancer or have been really or overdosed with drugs or whatever. And they often come in on the bench and have a chat with them and say, like, you don't need to do this. So we still doing the bench is quite a good one for that reason. Taking them onto the table. And when I take a smoker onto the table, I will ask them to put 30 cups on the table, 30 plastic cups. And in those plastic cups, every cup represents a day. And in each day, they're going to put the amount of cigarettes that they've had each day. So whether they've had 2 cigarettes a day or 20 cigarettes that day. They can be the dog ends, they can be the ends of the uh, cigarette butts, or the whole cigarette or whatever it is. And then I want them to imagine that those cups, it's almost like when you're at a party and you see the cups, there might be outside glasses that are full of water, if they've been full of water and they look like dirty ashtrays and the water's gone brown and it's filthy dirty and it's disgusting. It can look like that. Then you want them to imagine not just the 30 days, but the 60 days or the last 3 months or the last 6 months. How many cups would there be? How many cigarettes would there be? If they're driven by money or money comes into it, you can add to the table a box full of cash. How much money have you spent over the last 6 months? 3 grand, 5 grand. They've been taking cocaine or they've been smoking. All of that money is in that box. Then they light a cigarette, and as they smoke that cigarette, they're drinking the water from the cups. And you're going to think about what's in those cigarettes. The amount of I can't remember how many chemicals there are, something like 40 odd chemicals in cigarettes. All of the chemicals that come in the cigarettes that you're inhaling, that go into the body, that affects the body at a cellular level, that damages the lungs, the kidneys, the liver, the brain, every single part. I mean, you can really go into what it does, the burning sensation at the back of the throat, and you carry on smoking one cigarette after another, and you're drinking the water that's filthy, dirty, disgusting water. As you drink it, it's just swirling and whirling around in your mouth. It's making you feel sick. And as you sit there surrounded by all of your cigarettes, your family come in, people that love you the most, and they just look at you. You offer the cigarette. If they've got grandchildren or children, offer the cigarette to them. You offer the cigarette to them because because they look at you as a hero. They want to be just like you. They want the cigarette like you. And we've all seen kids do it, haven't we, when they've walked around with a pen, pretending to smoke. They're smoking, you're encouraging them, see their little faces, feeling a little bit green and a little bit sick. See them smoking because they want to be like you. Yeah, so you're kind of like, some people smoke in secret, like their kids might not see them, or they might only do it when they're at work, or they'll wait till their kids go to bed, or whatever they do. So this is the same if they're vaping. Same principle, it's all the same thing. You're looking at how much it's cost them, what's in the ingredients, what's in there, and the same with the cocaine. What ingredients are in there? Mostly the cocaine's cut up into all sorts. It doesn't come with a list of ingredients. Excuse me, but also remembering that some cocaine addicts, there's been quite a few, will be the sort of people that go to the gym and work out, and they'll buy organic food and they'll look at the list of ingredients from everything that they're buying and then go and snort cocaine. That comes in with no ingredients. It's definitely not vegan or organic. So that's what we're looking at. Is like playing on their, who are they? They're the true them. If the people could see them behaving the way that they're behaving, what would they think? A cocaine addict that comes to see me. She works in a school. She looks after kids. If the school found out that she was a cocaine addict, I don't think that would go down too well. It's them seeing her snorting the cocaine, the little kids seeing her do it, the teacher seeing her nose bleeding, the way she looks when she's on the gear. Same with smoking. Friends, family, all looking at you, smoking one after another. What you look like, you smell of cigarettes. Look at all the cigarettes around you. Burn all the paper, burn all the money that you've had, all of that sort of thing. Yeah, it's all going to be bespoke to suit your client's needs. You're playing on what drives them to stop. What's the shame in it? What gives them the shame? Does that all make sense? It's the same with vaping. It's the same with cocaine. All of these things. It's what does it do for them? How can that change? Once they've done the table and they can clear the table, and they might want to eat better food, or they might want to drink more water or whatever it is, just changing it, getting rid of all of that. Same with the cocaine, getting rid of it.
So would you just wipe the table then clean?
Clean the table, get rid of the table, not rid of the table, sorry, get rid of all the cups, throw everything away, and then think about what serves you for the future. Eating healthy, good food, exercising, having more energy. And then you can take them into the control room and change all that stuff if you want to. Change the, destroy the, sorry, I can hear singing. Destroy the thinking. Yeah, does that all make sense? So you've got rid of the table's clear, and then you're going to move on. Came to the control room, and take them into a hotel room, and take them on to seeing themselves in their daily tasks. So if they come to you and they go, "Oh, my first cigarette of the day is the best. I love that first coffee and cigarette," and then they're going to see themselves not smoking. Sorry, I lost my train of thought then because I can hear someone else chatting. They're going to see themselves not smoking that cigarette in the morning. They're going to see themselves not smoking in the car, driving to work. They don't need anything. Some people are going to ask you about replacing cigarettes with eating. You'll put that in as a suggestion. You'll have no desire to exchange it for food. They might drink more water. That's all you can exchange it for, a bottle of water, if that suits the client, obviously. But I normally just say to them, you won't have anything. Nothing, you just won't have it. So seeing themselves doing the key things that they associate with smoking, seeing themselves. Now, the reason we say that is because the mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. So when you see yourself driving to work without a cigarette, eating in a restaurant without going outside and smoking a cigarette, all of those things, if they see themselves doing it, we know that the subconscious mind goes, well, that was easy. Done that already. Yeah.
Max, sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
You said do the hotel room, then would you be saying all this, see the key thing?
So before when they're in the hotel room, they see themselves as that non-smoker or non-cocaine addict or non-vapor. Then they walk down the stairs, and as they before they get into the party, you can say you see yourself doing all the things that you normally do without smoking.
Okay.
It's just going, I don't need that filthy, dirty, disgusting habit. Then once they get into the party, they can see the usual suspects standing outside smoking a cigarette, or the usual suspects in the toilet doing lines of coke. And although some people may offer you a cigarette or may offer a line of coke or offer you packet or gear or whatever you want to call it, but you laugh to yourself because you're not that person anymore. And you say it with pride. No one wants to go outside and smoke a cigarette in the freezing cold or the pouring rain. No one wants to go outside to smoke. And no one ever regretted giving up smoking. And that's what we're looking at, is how they're going to feel, what their life is going to be like as a non-smoker. If they're doing it, if they're smoking or taking cocaine with someone, what's that relationship going to be like now? That's what we're asking, is what will that relationship be? Well, where will that person be when you're lying in your bed dying of cancer? Not again. Ah, oh, thanks for being my mate standing outside having a fag with me. So it's kind of looking at what their lifestyle's like and what their lifestyle can be like when they've become a non-smoker or a stop taking cocaine or vaping. And then putting in how great and how proud they feel when they're not a smoker, how wonderful they feel. And you can anchor that in with the love and the joy of being a non-smoker. Using your language as in becoming a non-smoker is the best way to put it, or to release that habit that you no longer need. Sometimes if we use the word quit smoking, I mean, I will use it as an advert. Do you want to quit smoking? If you're using it in hypnotherapy, the subconscious mind might go, well, I'm not a quitter. I'm not someone that's going to quit. So it might go back and look for it. So be mindful of your language. You're going to let go of that smoking habit. Let it go. You don't need it. You don't want it. It's not to quit. It's got to be a choice. And that's what we're working with. It's your choice to stop smoking. You can try, using the word try, you can try and smoke after this session, but you won't want to because it's your choice. Not because I say so, but because you have made a decision today to stop smoking. It's something you did in the past. It's something that you did when you were younger that you no longer want to do. You're growing out of it now because you can see what damage it's done. It's your choice. When we use the word choice, they know that they can have a cigarette if they want. They can take cocaine or vape if they want. But it's their choice not to. And that's the best way of dealing with it. It's your choice. It's your choice not to eat the currant bun. It's your choice not to eat, I don't know, the donuts. It's your choice to not have the vape. It's your choice not to drink a whole bottle of wine. And that's how we're working with people. The choice is yours because it is their choice. Remember, you're just the facilitator. You're just guiding them. As they come out of the hotel room, as they come out of the party, then it's really like the body's going to start to get better. The body heals really, really quickly. So over the next 24 hours, the next 72 hours, I keep it a little bit, could be 24, could be 48, the next few days, whatever way you want to put it, all of the chemicals are going to come out of your body. You're going to release them. You're going to drink plenty of water and you're going to release all of the chemicals. And the body knows exactly what to do as it starts to repair. You start to heal. And how good that feels and how great that feels. You're going to notice when we say the word like that, you're going to notice that you're running up those stairs that little bit quicker. You're going to notice that you're not so breathless. You're going to notice that you don't miss smoking. Notice how much more energy you have. You're putting in the suggestion. You're putting in the suggestion that they will have more energy. That they will notice that they don't need it. Remember, you're a hypnotist. You can say the suggestion. And then at the end, you can finish off by making a promise to yourself to be kind to you, or any other promises that you want to make. Realign the body. The body's ready now to heal. The body will heal, and it will start to get better. And every day, as Emmy Coulet says, and every day in every way, you're getting better and better. Every day in every way, you're getting better and better as a non-smoker, of someone who doesn't take cocaine. If they're a cocaine addict and they're drinking with their cocaine, do both. They're better off stop drinking and taking cocaine. You're better off to do both. If you can do it, if they want to carry on drinking, it'll be 1 or 2 drinks, stop before they go too far and they want to level up and start taking coke. Does that make sense? So cocaine addicts, if they're dry sniffers, you just stop them. Most people who take cocaine are not worried about drinking alcohol.
Did you say before that you can't let somebody, if they're addicted to cocaine, you can't just take that away? Is that what you said before?
No, that's drinking alcohol.
Okay, yeah.
If they're an alcoholic,
Right, yeah.
don't take alcohol away, that will kill them, or could potentially be fatal. Like cocaine, they can come off cocaine, they can go cold turkey. And most people only do it, I normally do it every few days. Some will do it daily, but some will only be once a week or every few days that they would have had a break. They normally be like on gear for 3 days, not sleeping, and they might sleep for 3 days. Do you know what I mean? So it varies from person to person. Some people just functioning on the gear all the time.
Thank you.
If they're on the gear, if they're on the coke, it's people seeing them how they behave when they're on the gear. They might be talking fast or talking with also talking strange. Like one of my son's friends, he's a really lovely, really, really nice bloke. I really enjoy his company whenever I'm out with like my son and his mates. And interesting, really interesting. And then I know that he's gone and got coke, because as soon as he comes back, he just goes and I can't understand really what he's saying, and he's talking shit. And then I just think, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm always like, no, you're on the gear. I can't be asked. So it's seeing him, the way he behaves. One of the other things we do with people that smoke is a metaphor. So metaphors are really, really powerful. When we do a metaphor, the brain patterns it. So if you tell someone a story, the brain will pattern it and relate it to you. So one of the metaphors I sometimes use, I don't always use it, but I use it every now and again. I think it works better with women than men. It's about seeing their dream home, and they see it from a distance, the dream home. And as they get closer to the dream home, they realise that the dream home has got the hinges off the doors. The windows are filthy. I think I might have said this one to you. The windows, stop me if I've said it, where the windows are filthy dirty, they're yellow. As you walk into the house, the carpets are yellow and dirty. They're damp, and there's dust. Everything's covered in dust. The garden is overgrown. The furniture is full of dust. It's filthy dirty. It's stifling in there. You can't breathe in there when you get inside the beautiful home. in the bath and in the sink. It's full of dog ends. It's full of cigarette butts. Outside, there's ashtrays everywhere full of cigarettes or cocaine or vaping or whatever it is. The walls are yellow and brown. They're filthy dirty, but you clean the entire place and you clean it and you clean all the windows and open the doors and suddenly the house can breathe. The house can breathe and see out the windows. It feels nice. It feels lighter. Everything's clean. Everything's tidy. Everything's in its place. Everything feels great. You can invite people out round without feeling embarrassed or awkward of the smell that used to be there, the stench. The house represents the body. The dirty windows are the eyes looking out. It's not clear. Can't breathe. Once you clean it, it's a nice place to live. Yeah, go on, Anu.
You would tell them the house represents your body.
You don't have to. When you do a metaphor, you just tell the metaphor. And that's it.
Max, when would you put that in then?
You can put that in whenever you want. You can put it in at the beginning. You can put it in towards the end, halfway through.
Do you have to do that, or
sorry?
would you have to do sort of that if you've done all the other stuff?
No, you don't have to. It's just one of those things that you might want to put in as an extra, or you might see him for a second session, and then you might want to do it on the second session. So most smokers, I would say, you'll be a non-smoker after your first session. The session will take 2 hours, and then I will say to them, in a week or 2 weeks' time, you can come back and have a mini session just to top up. If you've relapsed, we'll just be pushing in those habits. So say, for example, I go, oh, so I'm really, really well, but that habit in the morning, I can't get out of that habit of smoking that one first thing in the morning. Then you'll concentrate on that. So I might put in a few other bits and pieces and concentrate on the bits that need tweaking. Someone come back for a second session. I will include it in the price. So if you're going to charge $350, $375, $400 or whatever, and I'll go, that'll include a little top up. Come in, we'll do a few things. It might take an hour, might take less, might take more if they're really struggling, but it shouldn't take long. Or you can do it on Zoom and just reinstall it. Some cocaine addicts will come back. I will make sure a cocaine addict comes back for a second or even a third session. But a smoker can normally get out of one or two. Vaping's a little bit, can be a bit hit and miss. Sometimes they get rid of it quickly and sometimes they don't.
If it was vaping, what would you do on the table? Put all the chemicals from the vape in
So if they were there, I would have them all the vaping
canisters.
Yeah, and also putting in maybe in the cups the oil and the chemicals that are in there. I will also say to them, which is a nice one, when back in the day when they had smoke machines in discos, you wouldn't go up to that smoke machine and inhale it, would you? You would, same as you wouldn't inhale a car exhaust, you wouldn't inhale that. Why would you want to inhale cigarette smoke with all those chemicals? It's just not worth it. What's the point? It doesn't do anything for you anymore. If they're smoking, I always say to them, you're not smoking a cigarette going, oh, this is really lovely. I'm really enjoying this. This is wonderful. Can't wait for the next one. People don't smoke like that. They tend to smoke and then go, ah, finish this. And some people don't even finish the whole length. They'll just go, get rid of that. Next. It's picking up what they're doing, saying to them, are you sitting there really enjoying that cigarette? I might say, oh, I do enjoy the first one, first of the day. Okay. This also happens, this works for weed as well. when you do something like this, do your own research about weed. Say, for example, with weed, they're getting the munchies afterwards. Well, they're not going to get the munchies because they're not smoking weed anymore. So they're going to be healthier because they're not eating whatever it is they eat that's associated with smoking weed. So find out it's the same with the cocaine, smoking, vaping, or whatever. What does it do for you? How does it make you feel? It's the bullshit they're telling themselves. Oh, it makes you feel really relaxed. Really? Does it? Does it make you relaxed though? It might initially to sit down and smoke, or it might initially to vape or to take a joint, smoke a joint. But then what? What's the next step? What's then happening? Because this is their experience, isn't it? So some people with cocaine go, oh, it makes my mind whizzy and I talk a lot, I feel more confident. And other people go, it seems to slow my mind down a little bit. Especially if they've got ADHD. If they're a cocaine addict, and some smokers, if I feel they need it, I'll give them the dose program. On your module, it's got the dose program in a nutshell, but I've sent you the dose program already, haven't I? Have you got it? Yeah, 37 pages or whatever it is. It's just a bit more got frills in it or whatever. That can really, really help, especially if they're a cocaine addict. Because their dopamine levels, when they take cocaine, your dopamine levels go up by 250%. They come flying down and go below the baseline after about 10 minutes, 20 minutes if you're lucky. When you take a cold shower, your dopamine levels go up by 250% and they stay up high for quite a few hours. So that's when they get the craving, is when they're not taking cocaine. They're going to be like, well, the brain's going, where am I going to get that fix from? So it's changing it from the bad dopamine that they've been getting to a good dopamine. So the cold showers, eating protein, dancing, listening to music, being grateful, those sort of things that are the good dopamine. Okay. It's quite a lot in there with the smoking. But it is listening to your client. It's listening to your client, what bespoke to suit their needs, what they want to achieve, why they're smoking, what drives them. When you get to the end of the session, you can then do a few things. You can do parts therapy when you're holding the hands and checking. There is one where we can use a pendulum where you're saying yes and no. Has anyone ever used that before? Right, you've used it, Keely, in yes and no. For more sort of spiritual way. Yeah, not the way that we would use it. Oh, my pendulum. You can ask the question, are they ready to, if you're doing signaling, it could be, are you ready to quit smoking? Are you ready to stop smoking? Yes or no. It might say no. But as we know, it can take a few days for the subconscious mind to get its head around being a non-smoker. So that's okay. So if you want to take that risk and ask them, are you ready to stop smoking? You can ask that question. Is there any other trauma that you need to let go of? Is the trauma or taking cocaine related to coping mechanism? Can make it now that you're going to cope better without smoking? Turning it on its head. Collapsing anchors with the smoker or the cocaine addict or the vape or the weed smoker. cannabis.
How do we do the collapsing anchors?
So collapsing anchors, we did a lot of this last Sunday. So remember we did it, was you here? Well, I know we did it live last week. But was you here, Anoop, when we did this one? Was you here? You put so the feeling, I'll go through it. So the feeling of smoking, the taste, the smell, everything else, press the finger and thumb together, or you touch their knuckle. Press the finger and thumb. It's if they're rolling a joint or they're rolling their own cigarettes, that could all be all part of the process. So the whole process, what it's like when you're rolling a joint, what it's like when you've got that cocaine and you're cutting it up, when you've rang your dealer, if that gives you the buzz, because a lot will be from their dealer. Anchoring the whole process, what it feels like when you've got open up that first packet of cigarettes, the smell, the taste, etc. Anchor that feeling in when they got it at their peak. Then you're going to ask them to let go of the anchor. Then you're going to wipe the slate clean. If your toes are wriggle, what's your middle name? Random questions. On this hand, you're going to put in this. You can imagine tasting, smelling, licking dog shit. Anchor it in. Anchoring a food that they dislike. Anchor it in. A feeling that they were really unwell and couldn't get out of bed because they were so unwell. The bad telephone call that you had, anchor that in. Anchor in bad feelings, bad tastes, bad smells. On the other hand, stack the anchors and wipe the slate clean in between. So that means wriggle your toes. What's your favourite flower? What's your favourite colour? Do you have a middle name? What's your favourite holiday destination? What's your favourite food? Yeah, go on, Sally.
Sorry, would you wipe the slate clean, like when you're between each feeling on the bad feeling?
Yep,
So
each feeling on the bad feeling, you're just wiping the slate clean on each one. Every anchor that you do, if you do 3 anchors or 4 anchors, you wipe it clean.
between each one,
Sorry?
between like each. So if you did a dog poo, then
Yeah.
you'd say to them, like, wipe it clean, and
No,
then you.
yeah, no. You're not saying to them wipe it clean, but you're stopping them from thinking about the dog's shit. You're thinking, right, now I want you to tell me what your middle name is. So they
Yeah.
stop thinking about what they've done. You're wiping their slate clean, their mind free. Get them to wiggle their toes, something like that, where they're doing something different. You've then stacked 4 anchors or 3 anchors, and then you've got the smoking on this side, and you've got the 4 anchors on this side. Then you ask them to think about smoking, touch the smoking one and the bad one at the same time. It will collapse out the smoking feeling. Then ask them to let go of the smoking, but still carrying on with the bad anchors, the stacked anchors. Hang on to that, then let it go. Don't say anything else. They'll be looking, you're looking for the eyes to move. That can be up to the left or the right or to the side. That transderivational search where they're looking to find where that sensation of smoking or taking cocaine is. I won't be able to find it. That's when they kind of laugh and go, oh my God, that's really weird because I can't see it. Then you say to them again, they don't have to keep touching the anchors all the time. Get that feeling up of what it's like to smoke a cigarette. That's what you're doing. You're getting them, you're changing the feeling of the cigarette or the vape or the cannabis.
And at the end, they've got, and then they're going to let the bad one go first before the good.
Yeah, they go over the bad one and then the good one. We do this again. We do it with panic attacks or anything else. But for smoking, obviously, we want the feeling of smoking and the stacked anchors. Some hypnotists, there's a hypnotist called Melissa Tears who doesn't stack anchors. She just goes, she says, if you've got a bad and a good, they'll cross each other out anyway. So I like to stack them because I like to have loads that are really going to make sure that that's going to collapse it right out. So whether you do 3 on there or 4, it doesn't matter. You might be able to gauge that with your client. If I've got a client who I don't think's really spiked the emotion of feeling the dog shit or feeling unwell, then I might go for a fourth one just to make sure that I've got to nail it. Do you know what I mean?
Could I do that on the end? Would that make any difference to do that on the end of that driving one? She's not confident on driving.
So
That,
she's not confident.
at the end of a session, would it be not worth
Yeah,
doing that?
yeah. So you could go.
And obviously not with negative, it would be positive stuff.
Yes. So if it was the driver, she'd go like, that's what it feels like. I want you to feel what it's like when you drive on a motorway. Oh, I feel really scared. I feel uncomfortable. I feel shit. You could have shifted a lot of that out anyway. But she might have remembered a time where you had that car accident. Now I want you to anchor in feeling safe, feeling confident, feeling positive, remaining calm, what that feels like. Press the two together, let go of the bad one, collaborate, check with them, then just sit there. And then that's when they normally go, that was weird. And then you say it again. Everyone get collapsing anchors. You've got no sound, Zoe.
Sorry, if you was doing the smoking one and you've already done the hypnosis with them, removed all that and told them they're a non-smoker, would you still do that? Bring that feeling up when you have that first cigarette?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you mean at the beginning? You're doing
At the end, would you still do the anchoring at the end?
Yeah, do the anchoring at the end. It'll seal the deal, if you like. It'll be one of those things where they'll go, because you might say to them, have you still got that craving for a cigarette? They might go, no, it's gone down a bit. Oh, okay, let's get rid of that completely. So they might go, yeah. If they're a cocaine addict, they won't, because it's something then they're not doing all day long. It'll be a one-off. So they might not have a craving for cocaine. So you've got to say to them, I want you to remember thinking, I want you to think about what it's like when you take cocaine, what that tastes like, what that smells like, how that makes you feel. Spike that emotion. If they're a vapor, it'd be the same thing. Feel what it's like to have that vape in your mouth. What does that taste like? What does it smell like? It might be strawberries and blueberries or whatever. I'm going to change that so they won't like the smell of it. Cannabis, it's the same, collapsing it out. Again, they won't be smokers that smoke, not all of them will be smokers all day long. I've had a girl that was smoking 14 joints a day, wasn't doing anything other than making cakes and smoking 14 joints a day. So yeah, again, it's back to your client, what they're doing, how they're feeling, what their habits are. The more you find out, the more you can work with them, the easier it is to work with them. Any questions?
Is the the anchors and the connect shift, I think I know the answer to this, but anchors and connect shift, can you do that not just for pain or for a taste of something, but for anxiety?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
most
like the
people
anxiety.
is in the future, isn't it? They're thinking of something that's going to happen. So if they're saying, I've got a driving test, every time I go for a driving test, I feel sick, or every time I see my boss, I feel, it makes me feel uncomfortable, or every time I think about going in to school, I feel unwell, or whatever it is, um, or a panic, or I can't breathe, anchor that in. Then you anchor in safe, feeling loved, feeling calm, collapse out the anxiety. Works really well with panic attacks because people that have panic attacks tend to think they're going to get them again, which would be normal. So if they're thinking about a panic attack and they can remember a panic attack, because it's a memory, anchoring the memory of the panic attack, what it felt like. Then most people will go, I think next time I get on a train or a plane, I think I'm going to get a panic attack. Let's collapse that out then. You feel safe. you're calm, safe place in your bed, friend, partner, kids, whoever, got their arms around you, loving you, caring for you. I don't know, enjoying yourself sitting on the beach, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Max, I feel like I'm asking.
Sorry.
So if you've done that anchoring, if they do get that feeling, that say that panic attack, would they, if like in a
They
few
could,
weeks,
they
would
could,
they do that?
yeah. You could even add that in and go, when you feel that, if you, let's say, for example, they're going to get on a train or a plane or something like that, you can go, you've got that anchor. As you
Yeah.
step into the plane, you will anchor in that, I'm safe, I'm okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And you do the anchoring out of hypnosis.
Yep. You can also do it in hypnosis. I've done it in hypnosis as well, but it's you can do it outside. It's easy.
Work with somebody with anxiety without doing any of the hypnosis stuff, just the anchors or not.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you say that again?
Yeah, so say somebody had anxiety and you didn't do any of the hypnosis stuff, would the anchoring thing still speak to the
It
subconscious?
does, yeah, but you're not getting rid of the kind of root problem of it. If you're not getting rid of if you're not doing emotional detox, it could probably work. It would work, if you was doing um, to change the way they feel short-lived. Do you know what I mean? So what happened with me, right? My dad's been a smoker since he was about 12, right? He's now 79, right? He smoked all of his life. He used to wake up in the night and smoke. It used to drive my mum mad. Cigarette holes in the mattress, where he'd fall asleep with a cigarette in his hand. Where he sat on the floor, cigarettes, holes in the carpet, burns in the carpet from smoking. He was like a champ, constantly smoking. He was renowned for his terrible smoking. 9 years ago, he started vaping, or 8 years ago, or whatever it was. He started vaping. Same thing. And you go in and he's laying on the sofa asleep. He's got the vape like that. And he's holding on to it. And he'll sort of wake up a little bit, vape, put it back down again. Right? Constantly hanging onto it to his chest like his life depended on it. Where he always sits, big coffee table, the vape is always there. And in the car, he's got the vape constantly bringing it up all the time. If he's in the pub, he's like that. Been on the train with him, he's vaping. He doesn't give a shit. He couldn't give a less. Even when my kids were babies, I can remember him picking up one of the boys and he's got a fag in his hand, and I'm like, "Can you get rid of the cigarette? I'll stop being so fussy. No, won't hurt him. A little bit of smoke won't hurt him. Right? That's my dad. He came. He'd been down the pub, and he came in. This was March this year. He went, "I want to give up vaping." He went, I've been ill." I said, "All right." He came in. He'd had quite a lot to drink, and I said to him, "Well, I'm going to do this thing while you're here to start you off. I'm going to do collapsing anchors." He was drunk. Done collapsing anchors with him. And then that was it. I just went to him, "Right, that's going to kickstart you." This was on the Sunday night. I went, "And then on Thursday, I'm going to hypnotize you to stop vaping. So between now and then, you're going to stop vaping. You're going to cut back and you're going to throw your vapes away and blah, blah, blah." He went, "Okay, yeah." Anyway, after the collapsing anchors, he didn't stop. He didn't stop, but he cut back down. And he did take the vapes round to my brother's and dropped them in his bin so he couldn't go back down the bin and get them out. And then on the Thursday, I reminded him Like, by the way, don't forget, as of Thursday, you won't be vaping, you won't be vaping. I thought he was going to be my hardest client ever, especially as it was me telling him, his daughter telling him not to vape. Because he's the sort of bloke that would go, up yours, I ain't doing what you tell me to do. So on the Thursday, I hypnotized him. I kept it really short and sweet. I just did it. I thought, I felt really under pressure because, like, I've got a big family and they're all going to be a bit like, well, Maxine can't stop him from vaping. No one can, and all of that shit. Anyway, done it on the Thursday, stopped completely. And I saw him, and he came in, like a few days later or whatever it was, and he came in, and you see him, and he's watching the telly, and he's got the coffee table in front of him, and he reached out for the vape. And it was like, oh, it's not there. And even when you see him, because he always falls asleep downstairs, he's still got his hand here. There's nothing in it. So stop, and he hasn't vaped since. And that was beginning of March. And that's a man that's been smoking from the age of 13, or he says maybe 12. He can't remember, but he was a kid, basically. And I didn't do hardly anything compared to what I'd done with other things. Carl Smith has got a video where he stopped someone smoking in 6 minutes. Crazy. I don't know if she stopped smoking completely, but he got her to stop smoking on his video within 6 minutes. It can be done, just that some people take longer than others. It's just catching. Some people need that extra, but they need that extra session just to make sure. And it's their expectation and their beliefs. Remember, it's their expectation. So you being confident and going, well, you'll be a non-smoker after your first session. And they're like, really? They go, yeah, of course. Fucking hell, they might not be. I mean, that's how I felt with my dad. I was thinking, fuck. I bet if he's not, he's going to be saying to me, well, I'm still vaping. So it's becoming across that confidence as a hypnotist is key. You will be a non-smoker. However, if you should relapse while in the first couple of weeks, come back and we'll sort that out. It's included in the price.
So earlier on you said about they'll be with us for about 2 hours.
Mm.
That's including like all the pre-talk, yeah, and kind of like consultation about what their daily looks like, things
Yeah,
like that, is it?
Yeah, so their consultation is probably longer than your normal client because you're going to go through a lot more. When are you smoking? And it will be better if it's more conversational, not like question after question. I'm writing down everything. And I know I've said this before. It's conversational. It's got to be. So how much do you smoke a day then? I smoke 30 fags a day. Oh, blimey, how do you fit that in? Yeah, it's got to be. Oh, my next question is. Da, 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 da. It's just nicer, as it should be a little bit more flowy. You could just write it down, but just to the conversation, and most of the questions that you should be asking will naturally come up anyway. Because you go, well, how many fags do you smoke a day? Cigarettes or whatever you want to call them. And they'll say, oh, I don't know. The first one I have with my coffee in the morning. I go to the toilet, have a cup of coffee, I have a cigarette. Okay. Oh, then I get the kids ready and I do this and I do that. Oh, and then I go out in the car and I have another cigarette in the car. I always have a cigarette in the car. Okay. Oh, when I get to work, I go in, put the kettle on, come back outside, have a cigarette. They start to tell you the habits. They're making the story for you. So you go, oh, okay, tell me. What does the cigarette do for you? Well, I don't know. I don't really know. They do nothing. What, so you don't sit there going, oh, this is really nice. I'm really enjoying this. This is wonderful. Oh God, no, I hate it. You see what I mean? You're just just chatting, just chat to them. So what would it mean for you to give up smoking? Well, I'd have a lot more money. Oh, how much are you spending then? Do you see what I mean? It's meant to be conversational, so that if they're saying, oh, well, I'd have a lot more money. Oh, really? How much does it cost you these days to smoke then? How much is it now? You might have already established that in your phone call. Oh, yeah, you said you're spending 200 quid a month or whatever it is. Do you see what I mean? It's not got to be very regimented, not question after question, just that chit chat. Oh, how comes that then? Why do you want to give up? What's happening with your health? Are you worried about your health? They might have already said that in the talk before, in the conversation on the phone. So, but all you're doing then is going, didn't you say that you've got COPD, or didn't you say that you've got problems with your lungs? Does that bother you? Might go, no, not really. Okay. Well, I might go, yeah, it really bothers me, and it bothers my wife even more. Why does it bother her? Would you like it if she smoked? No, I'd hate it if she smoked. In hypnosis, you're going to see her smoke. See what I mean? You're chatting, it's conversational. It should be conversational. Yeah? Just chatting. Should we take a break? Need a break. Any questions before we finish up there? No questions. So think about where you've come so far in the course, and what are you not feeling very confident in the practice side of things. And we'll come and talk about that. We'll have a 10-minute break. It's as good as 7 o'clock. Come back at 10 past 7. 10 past 7. Have a stretch. Put a cup of tea on. Have a wee. We'll continue. Oh, put your thing on mute, please.
Can somebody mute? Can you mute me? I can't. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Could we have a little longer break? I'm just going to have a quick munch. I haven't eaten, so maybe 15 minutes or so.
Do 15. Go on. We've got plenty of time. We'll come back just after 10 past, about quarter past. And I'll just hold. Okay. So break gives you a bit of time to just take things in, doesn't it? Need that. I run down my corridor, run down the office corridor, run back again, run down to the toilet. In the spooky office.
What is it? R8, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just needing to know when to order my Chinese.
Nice. Okay. Everyone all right? How's everyone feeling about what they've been doing, how they're getting on, and all the rest of it? Because I want to move on to fears and phobias in a minute.
I think it's good. I think I feel like I know all the bits, but it's just linking them. I'm sure it just comes with experience, and the more you do it, like for that future pacing, it always makes me trip a little bit. I don't really know why, but I think it's because I haven't done it very much. It's because obviously you've got to go by whatever your clients want. Do you know what I mean? So you don't know until you get there. And I think when I get the information,
Ambiguous.
Yeah.
The future, see what you want to do, see what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel, see what you want to do in the future. But there's things that's pulling you back, that's holding you back. Those obstacles are in the way. They don't need to be there. I have no idea what your future is by saying that. I have no idea what the obstacles are. I've told you, you know. You see, and I said that really fast. But if you imagine the future, if you look at that path that you're on at the moment, if you carry on doing what you're doing, where will you be? If you carry on doing what you're doing, what obstacles are in your way at the moment that's stopping you from having your best, being the best version of yourself, or having the best life that you want? And even if they don't know what their obstacles are, you're putting that suggestion in that there's something there that might be in the way. And if there is, then we can release it. And we can release that peaceful, calmly. But have to know, if you're doing the smoking, that's a bit different from something like you could be really ill, you could have cancer, you could have health issues. If you're not doing smoking at the time, that's what I mean. And even then, you can make that ambiguous. See how smoking is stopping you from having your best life. They know what the smoking is doing to them. You'll know once you start working. It's just working with your client. Yeah. You'll come together. You need to practice this week. It's good to practice with each other.
I think that's the bit, Nick, I was getting myself in a bit of a panic about. I kept asking you about Max, wasn't it, on Friday, the future pacing.
Yeah, future pacing. So there could be future pacing right at the beginning, which is what we would normally do. Future pacing, where you're going, what you're doing, what you want to achieve, how you're going to get there, what obstacles are in your way. It's a rhetorical question. You don't need an answer. Those obstacles are going to come out of your way.
As you're taking them as you've done all the relaxing, you've got them into hypnosis, you're going straight in with that first.
Then you're going to do the emotional detox, going to let go of your stuff. Any of those obstacles, they can go. Okay, but you can also do a future pacing at the end where you see yourself in the future as that non-smoker, as you see yourself in the future you've let go of that weight. If they're in the hotel room, see the future, see what it looks like now. Those obstacles are gone. Now you don't have those obstacles, whatever those obstacles may be.
Because we haven't done that many, I'm just worried at the end they just go, yeah, I don't feel any different because I have. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the thing. But then obviously until we get there, until we do it, that's the
yeah. You're always going to get the clients that go, I feel any different. But you're going to also get the ones that go, oh my God, that was amazing. What the hell happened? You're going to get the clients that are going to cry. You're going to get the ones that absolutely sob. You're going to get the ones that go, I feel sick. Or they're going to get the ones that just go, what I got rid of, not much. You don't know. It's not.
But it's then I did when you did it to me, that when I actually come to see you very first, I didn't really feel much that day. I was like, oh, then the next day it was like somebody went flip to switch.
Yeah, it's the same. It's just different. It's when I had mine, it was 3 days, and then suddenly it just changed. It was like, what the hell? It's a strange thing. It's not textbook, is it? It's not like next.
No.
It's a process. But that process can take longer with some people, and some people it can be really quick.
Or but when you get back, it's what you would say. I would think I don't know what to do now because I'd feel like I'd done most of it on the first round. It's just doing more of the same.
Sorry, say that again.
If they came back,
2
weeks later, what sort of stuff are you going to be doing again? You can just.
Well, that depends on them. So obviously your client is leading you, so it'll be why they're coming back. Okay, so all of the anxiety hasn't gone, or they're still smoking, or whatever's gone on. So they come back in, and you go, right, well, what's changed? So they're leading, aren't they? They're going to lead. Well, I feel so much better now when I go to work. I'm much more calmer. I'm not screaming and shouting at the kids or whatever's happened. Okay, what else is happening? Well, I just find that I get really upset because of this, that, and the other. Whatever's happened in their life, they're gonna lead and they're gonna tell you what's the changes that have taken place. What would you like to happen? What do you want to change now? So let's say, for example, it's weight. So let's say, for example, they've stopped eating chocolate. They've stopped eating all the chocolate. That's gone. And then they go, oh, but I found that I'm eating cakes now. I find that I'm eating too much bread now. Okay, well, we'll tackle that. I'm still emotionally eating, but not as much. Okay, we need to sort out the emotions then. Your client will be your guide. They will tell you. It's about you listening to them and saying, right, okay, I'm going to change this, this, and this. And sometimes it will be repetitive. You'll do another emotional detox. Maybe something that they missed last time will come up this time. If you think it's in a week or 2 weeks, if they've got something else, something might have happened in that time. Or it might be something that they suppressed, they wasn't ready to let go of. And then when it comes up in the second session, something comes up and they go, oh, I've got rid of that now. Got good actually. Something just clicked, something just shifted. I've had a young boy this week, actually, I just got to message his mum. He came in a month ago, no, August he came in, suffering with sort of panic attacks and feeling anxiety and all the rest of it, only young. He's doing really well. He had a second session with me. I don't think it went very well. I couldn't bloody get him to spike anything. He wasn't very responsive. At one point, I thought, like, he's fell asleep. I'm trying to wake him up. I'm going to him, right, get up, come on, wake up. He was just, anyway, I don't know. The session didn't go that great. It was probably like, it was okay, but I weren't really pleased with it. And his mum messaged me and went, I've got my son back. Thank you so much. And I was like, really? Fucking hell. So, don't go on your beliefs. Go on what happened, what results, what's happened. Stay positive, confident with it. So what I want to do is I want to do a quick practice with each other. So do an emotional detox, but I want you to do the future pacing first. Yeah? Do it with each other and see what you come up with. And then just do a releasing any limited beliefs and you can let go of those obstacles. And then just putting in you can let go of, now you've let go of those obstacles, you can put in some good stuff. If you're all happy about doing that, just do a future pacing where you go, like what the future is like. And it could be something that you're already doing. So if it's something that you're doing, if you're eating too much or you're smoking or whatever you're doing that stopping yourself from putting that post on Facebook, think of something that might be getting in your way, that's stopping you from doing a bit of hypnotist or whatever it is. See that as the future obstacle and think about letting go of that. If we just concentrate on that one or two things, you're going to let go of that problem, that issue. Just do it simple, really, really simple. It doesn't have to be a full-blown emotional detox, just letting go of something simple. Yeah? I'm going to give you 20 minutes. I'm going to put you into rooms and you're going to do it in 20 minutes. Happy? Bring them back out again. Say a few nice things. Bring them back out.
Or if Max, in terms of future painting, what do we pick up an issue or
No, ask. What do you want? What? Where do you think? Why do you think your future? Ask the questions. Speak to each other um like your client. Well, what if I ask you what your obstacles are stopping you from doing something or the other? What would the obstacles be? Is it anxiety? Is it stress? Is it worry? And release that. Play with it. See what happens. I'm keeping it ambiguous here to keep you like going, well, why don't we shift that? We'll do 20 minutes. I need to go through phobias and fears. Let's put you in a breakup then. Give you a bit of a get you all going. Do some fucking sex, sorry. Put this up. Have a little play. You might not get time to do it, both of you, each of you. Have a little play. Just go through what you're not sure about or ask the questions and see what comes up. Off you go. 20 minutes. Right. Right. Okay, so I want them to just practice on each other so that they're just getting a bit of a feel for it. Like leaving it ambiguous is just for them to just try it out. Like, this is what I think my obstacles are, or not. By this point, you should be in a position to work out what you want to do with them, with your client. So I want to go into the breakout rooms so they're still recording. Let's join.
Have I got anything to say to you? No. Right. Rub your hands together for me and bring them up. Locking your hands together like so, fingers apart. I just want you to concentrate on the gap in between your two fingers. That gap is going to slowly start to come together. There's two magnets at the top of your fingertips, and those two are going to come slowly going to come closer and tighter, closer and tighter, and closer and tighter. As that happens, you're going to slowly, the hypnosis is going to start to take over. It's going to go from your head. It's going to start to trickle down your face, down your cheeks. As it starts to run down your body, you're going to start to bring your hands down and place them in your lap. So it runs through your shoulders, down your back, down your stomach, through those legs, straight down to your feet. Your feet, you're completely and utterly going in deeper and deeper into your hypnosis. All I want you to do is listen to my voice and my voice only as it turns around and shoots back up your legs, and it doubles in strength, and it's getting stronger and stronger. It's coming through your stomach, through to your shoulders, back to your top, and you are completely and utterly fully relaxed, deep into your hypnosis. At the moment, all I want you to do is think about where you are going and what you are doing. Things are great at the moment, but they are also slightly chaotic. There is no rush. There's no rush to be and do all the things all in one day. take your time. You're going to calm it down because everything's bit by bit is slowly, slowly coming together for you, and your future is looking fantastic. But you don't need to run at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You can take it day by day, step by step, building all the blocks to get to where you need to be. I want you to just take a deep breath in and out. And just imagine yourself in your business being exactly where you want to be. You can see your bank account growing. You've got clients queuing at the door. All of that is yours and it is all coming. You just don't need to rush to get there. Tiny steps make big, big changes. As we're thinking this way, I would like you to imagine a great big beam of light coming from the top of your head, straight down. And they can't hear anything. It's just so bright, and it is going to pull out every single negative thought, all the things you don't need. Give permission to release all the negative things that you don't need to hang on to anymore. All the obstacles that are stopping you in your way, you're going to release them, and they're all going to leave and they're going to go now. Feel them all going. You feel lighter. You feel calmer. This is going to be amazing. You can just feel the weight being lifted off your shoulders as all of that's been sucked and drawn out of you. It's all going. You let go of any guilt, any pain, any hurt, any shame that doesn't serve you. All gone. And take a deep breath in and out. And slowly, when you're ready and in your own time, you can come back to me.
Well done.
Yeah,
How did you feel? I felt like that was heaven.
that was okay. To be fair, I was okay with that. I was relatively happy. There was just a couple of bits, my wording. I don't like my wording on a couple of things that I do, but when I want to do a client, I want to make sure it's going to flow better than that. If I've got a bit more structure.
I think that will come when you
Do
calm
it more.
down, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. Because the second I go to do anybody, I feel like I feel like breathless and get really like.
See Maxine looking at us.
I
That's
know,
like,
but then that didn't help because I was like, oh fuck. You're on mute. You can't hear anything you're saying.
Sorry. Don't forget, like when you're hypnotizing another hypnotherapist, or you've got a hypnotherapist that's watching, you're a million times thinking, oh my God, they're questioning this. Are they thinking I'm saying the right thing? Da 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 da. When you're working with your client, they're not going to know.
No, I had to be honest. I said this to somebody the other day, yesterday. I said I feel much happier when it's just me and somebody that doesn't know what I'm saying. That obviously the second you lot know what I'm saying, you think, oh God.
Like, I do it. I hypnotized someone ages ago. She lives in the Netherlands, and she went to some help. She's a hypnotist, and she's a really well-known hypnotist. Her name is Astrid, and I suddenly started thinking, shit, I've not hypnotized another hypnotist for a long time. Not someone that's like even not one of my students or that I know as a mate. This is someone I don't know. I know of her because she's well known in the industry, and I'm a bit like, oh fuck. And it was all recorded. It's on YouTube actually, and yeah, and I suddenly thought, no, you're going to be all right. I got really panicky, thinking, she's going to know what I'm going to say. She's going to know my techniques. Because when I get hypnotized, I'm thinking, what are they going to do next? How are they going to do that? Why have they said that? I'm questioning it and trying to be hypnotized all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's doubly hard. It's horrible.
You was just saying you were questioning it in Reiki. When I do Reiki, I'll say you'll get those chattering monkeys in your head, but you'll still receive the healing. It's no problem. So is this the same? You'll
Yeah, I mean,
still receive it.
I will say to clients sometimes, depending on the client, um, they're going into hypnosis and you've done the hands and everything else, and they've gone down, and then I might say to them, and this is the point where you think, am I in hypnosis? Is this really working? Am I doing this right? You're questioning it, and that's okay. You can't do anything wrong. Just listen to my voice and my voice only.
Yeah.
I remember that thing where I say, like, if the conscious mind is thinking, I must remember to buy milk on the way home, I'm still popping in those suggestions, and your subconscious mind is bringing them in and pulling them in. When you do it with a hand gesture, it helps. I think it makes people understand because they get it in their head. The conscious mind is thinking, I must remember to buy milk on the way home. I'm popping in those suggestions while you're thinking that. That's okay. If you don't hear everything that I say, that's okay. If I said something that you didn't like, you'd soon forget thinking about remembering milk on the way home, and you'd go, what the hell? I don't want to do that. If I said you're going to do cartwheels down the stairs, you'd be like, whoa, hang on a minute. Forget about the milk. I'm not doing cartwheels down the stairs. That's not a good idea. You'd red flag it. And I can't make you do anything you don't want to do. Most people that come to see us for hypnosis are worried about what they're going to do under hypnosis. Will they have control? Will I say something that they don't like or they don't want or that goes against their beliefs?
Yeah, that lady said to me about, sorry, Nick, that lady said to me the other day, because I do know that she holds a lot of trauma from past. And she said, am I going to say stuff that I might not want to say about my trauma from the past?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, no,
Not
no,
unless you want to.
yeah,
That's what I would
it,
say.
yeah.
Unless you want to. If you're in hypnosis and there's stuff that's coming up and you want to tell me, you can, but I don't need to know. And you don't have to explain anything to me. Because that's what people don't want, their secrets to come out.
Yeah.
And secrets are not going to come out unless they want to, because they don't have to tell us. We don't need to know. And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? It's the beauty of that they don't have to go relive it. Because as we know, when we relive a memory, it becomes contaminated.
You said to us last Sunday about it all being planned. If you see those videos, where they just go sleep, and I was glad that you said that, because when she said this, am I gonna? I said no. You will be able to red flag all of that, and then she went, but you hypnotists, you can make us act like chickens when we don't want it. And I was like, yeah. And then I told her about they're already prepped, blah blah blah.
They're already the person that would do it. We all
Yeah.
have that person we know that would get up and dance on the tables, don't we? And if you're going to stage hypnosis, if you're going to a stage hypnosis, you're going and you think that you're going to get up. Most people think like, oh God, that'd be funny if I get up. So no, don't. I wouldn't. I would eliminate that. I would make sure that they know. So you've got about another less than 10 minutes. Have a little, either have a chat and decide other things that you're not sure about, or go through something else, and then I'll get you back in the main room. I'm going to go and see the other two. Okay.
You get.
We call back into the main.
Yeah. Hello, Max.
Hi. How did you get on?
Hello.
Well, I did a noop. I didn't feel like it was great because I feel like I need to practice my flow of things. Like a noop was saying he doesn't have enough time because he has to prepare his own foods and stuff like that. And I didn't really know how to sort of broach it in really, because obviously life's busy. So I just did a detox, bit of future pacing where he makes more time for himself. and then a bit of a kinetic shift, but I forgot to ask the number and that in between.
Okay, that's all right.
So,
Just getting used to your talk, isn't it? And listening, your flow and how you're going to say things and what you're going to get from, but listening to the client's needs and what they need to get from it.
I'm just saying, I just really need to practice, but it's just so busy at the moment. It's just trying to fit it in and do the practicing.
And it does take time. It takes time to practice and keeping up, but using each other, and jumping on a Zoom.
Yeah.
Just giving it a go and going, look, let's meet up this week. I just want to do this. I just want to do, then start doing, putting things together. And also remembering that when we're working with other hypnotists, it's a lot more scarier than it is when you're working with the public.
Yeah. Yeah, because they won't know if you've messed up.
No. And you've got that time to go, and take a deep breath in and back out, nice and slowly, giving yourself that time to go, right, now what? I'm going to do this next. I'm going to do that next.
Yeah.
Sometimes we overthink it, don't we? We start thinking, but what if this happens? And what if that happens? And what if I say this? And what if I say that? And what if that?
Yeah.
And then when the session's over, you think, shit, why didn't I say that? But that's how you learn, isn't it? That's how you kind of push forward and go, yeah, but it'd be good if I said this. It'd be good if I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot. It's just getting your flow.
That's what I feel like I've not got that flow because I feel, what am I going to say?
Yeah, that's right. Because that comes. It will come.
Yeah.
It will definitely come in. You'll get it together. I'm going to give you a few more minutes. If there's anything you can go through, check, because then I'm going to get you back to the main thing. Okay, so I'll see you in a sec.
All right.
Well, get up here. I can just leave the room. I can't remember. Okay, so I'm going to call everyone back in a couple of minutes. We're going to come back into the main room, and as you can see, some just going with the flow, getting your flow right, and going, right, I'm going to say this next, or giving yourself time to breathe, or getting the client to say, take another breath in, back out, relax, before you go on to the next thing. And then it will start to come together. Promise you, it will start to come together. I'm going to pull everyone in, pull them back. So we really need to crack on. "60 seconds, and then we'll be back in the main room. Quick chat, and then we'll deal with fears and phobias."
Hello again.
Right. So everything.
Yeah, I could mention, I mean, Zoe was really good. Although she didn't feel confident and she didn't know what to say, but she was good. One thing I would like to point out, because we all forget, trying is, she said, we try to get rid of some of that blockages or whatever is holding us back. So if I could say, we would get rid of that blockage or whatever is holding us back. Yeah. Because we wouldn't say try. I mean, this is not.
No.
We all
Right.
as well. But when I hear from others, someone like yourself, then okay, yes, I use the word try as well. So this is where we need to.
Yeah,
we
are.
do need to use it where we need to. Like, you're trying to go for a fact, but you won't because you wouldn't like to smoke.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Apart from that, was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Use the word try to when you don't want them to succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone all right with that? Just need to get the flow going, yeah? Right, I'm going to jump ahead, right? I'm going to start doing fears and phobias. Fears and phobias. So some fears and phobias are learnt behaviour, especially if it's something like a spider phobia. They've normally got a member of family, could like, if mum screams because she's seen a spider, the kid's going to scream because I think that's what you're meant to do when you see a spider. If you're getting on a plane and the mum's having a complete nervous breakdown or the dad's having a breakdown, the kid's going to do the same. They think that's what you're meant to do. That's how you behave. So some fears and phobias come from learned behaviour. Others could come from trauma. So let's just say, for example, they got, I don't know, bit by a snake and then they have a phobia against snakes. Or they've had an injection. Like I've had a child that had parents holding him down and the nurses holding him down while they injected him. It caused him to have trauma because of the way that they handled the situation, which was crazy. But I get it. You know, it's things that you have to do sometimes. So is the trauma related to, is the phobia related to a trauma? You know, did they get stung by a bee that made them scared of bees or wasps because of they got stung? Was it trauma related, or was it because they saw someone panic when they saw a wasp or panic when they saw a bee, or they saw someone else having a injection or saw someone else giving blood where they fainted that made them feel scared, or they saw someone that was in the dentist that like, you know, were upset because they'd had a tooth out or whatever had happened to them. So it's finding out exactly where the fear or the phobia had come from. Most phobias come from childhood. Most phobias are, you know, something happened to them or something happened that made them have a phobia. Most phobias are not logical. You know, we shouldn't be scared of a spider. It can't hurt us. Most can't, unless you're in Australia, obviously. But most spiders are, you know, quite harmless. But how many people like to scream and shout and run and God knows what else when they see a spider? Needles, yeah, it's not normal to put a needle in your arm or to take blood. But we're doing it because we need to get better or to get results or for whatever reason. So it's short-lived and it's almost accepting that and going, I'm going to allow that needle to go into my body to do its job. And that's either to put in medicine or to take out blood. There are so many fears and phobias. It's unreal. A common one as well, which I see quite a lot of, is fear of being sick. And although it's a natural bodily function, we need to be sick if we've got either a sick bug or if we've eaten something. It's the body's way of getting rid of it, right? But they may have seen someone being sick and didn't like it, or they've been sick themselves and they didn't like it, and then they have a phobia of being sick, and that can stop them from eating certain foods, stop them from eating in restaurants, stop them wanting to travel if they've been on a plane or a train and if someone's been sick. It can just like escalate into so many different things. And people can have fears and phobias about crazy stuff. And the logical brain knows because it goes, this is crazy. We don't need to be scared of this. We shouldn't be scared. But there's something there that's coming up as that red light. No, I don't like it. It makes me have a panic attack. It makes me feel sick. It makes me feel anxious. whatever it does to you. The probably most common ones that I see is fear of being sick. Fear of flying is probably one of the most common. Needles. And I've had a shark one actually. That's a story, but yeah, but mostly flying, needles, and sick are probably the three most that you're going to see. So yeah. So the first thing we do is find out where where does this come from? When did it all start? And some people have had it for so long, especially if it's like a spider one, they just can't remember. They'll go, I've just seen my mum do it so many times, or my dad done it, or I've seen someone scream when it was my nan when I was really, really young, or whatever. They picked it up somewhere. We shouldn't naturally be scared of those sort of things. Once we find out, it's like on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you if I was to show you a picture of that spider, or you used to have that injection, or or I told you that you've just eaten something that's going to make you sick, or I've got a sick bug, right? A lot of these things that people have are to do with control. So if they're frightened of flying, they're not frightened of dying. They're normally scared that they can't stop the plane and get off. And you'll normally find that they're frightened of being on a train or a tube or a bus, or they won't like driving with someone. They don't like being a passenger. They want to be in control. And that can come with health anxiety can be control, because you can't control your health to a degree. If you get a sick bug, nothing you can do about it. If you've got flu, you catch flu, you can do all the precautions, you can eat healthy and take your zinc or whatever it is, but if you're going to get ill, you're going to get ill. It's back to control. So it's finding out what they're frightened of, what not finding out, because they'll tell you where they think they might have picked up this fear or this phobia.
Max, what if they don't? Because I've got a fear of lifts and I absolutely don't know where it's come from.
Okay, so when was the last time you got in a lift?
Yeah, like I just won't do that.
So you must have had an experience
Push, I would,
in a lift.
yeah, push, I would get in a glass lift if somebody was with me, but that's a push. But I don't know where that comes from.
So you have no idea. So you must have had a time where you think, I couldn't get in that lift because I'm scared.
I used to live in Brook House and they were tiny lifts. And I lived at the top. I know the fear, the faults, like what if it got stuck and no one could
Oh,
knew I was there and the button wouldn't work, all that escalating faults.
so that could be control, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Do you like flying?
I don't mind flying, but the control part of it, like I just have to get over myself for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like to drive, or do you don't mind if someone else drives?
I like driving, yes, controlling it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll come back to you with that though.
Yeah, no, that's right.
So yeah, finding out. So some people like Keely be like, well, I don't know where that comes from. There probably was a time where she wasn't in control and feels the need to be in control. So finding out on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you? This is really important to find out. How scared are you of that spider? If I was to show you a photo of a spider, what would that do for you? Some will go, oh yeah, I'm all right. Others will be like, I can't even look at a spider on the telly. I've had a client in my office that came with her husband who had a fear of needles, of having injections. She came in crying and shaking, thinking that I might have. I went to get a pen out of the drawer. She thought I was going to get a needle out. I went, no, God, I would never do that to you. Shaking, crying, the fault of me of having. She thought I might show her a needle. I was like, no, but because she was pregnant, she needed to get over the fear because she needed to have injections for the pregnancy. So we find out how frightened they are and where it comes from. If it's trauma related, what do you think we're going to do with that trauma?
Shift.
Great. So think about the trauma. Where does that, what happens when you think about that trauma? What happens when you think about that time you got bit by the snake? What happened that time you got stuck in the lift? You got stuck in the lift and you couldn't get out. Where's that trauma now? Is it still there? Where's that trauma? Oh, it's in the chest. What colour? Let's shift it out. You're shifting it out, okay? With fears and phobias, I tend to just sort of like see how it's all going. If I'm sitting there chatting and they're telling me about their phobia and they're getting upset and they're getting themselves into a state, then use that. I can see that you're feeling that way when I mention being in the lift or spiders or whatever. Should we shift that out now? Where's the feeling? Let's shift it. Come on, take it out, right? We're going to do connect shift there and then. Okay? We can then, if they're trauma related, then it's going to be, we're going to do an emotional detox. The emotional detox, again, it doesn't have to be anything to do, and tell them this, it doesn't have to be anything to do with that trauma. So if it's someone like Keely, where she says, I can't remember why I'm scared of lifts, it might have been something that happened way, way back that was nothing to do with the lift, where she was out of control. So we're going to do an emotional detox and get rid of everything. Then I might say to her, I want you to go back to a time where you didn't feel in control. The worst time that you didn't feel in control. Go back, see what happened, what comes up, what's happening. Yeah, and you're going to see that. Release it if you think it's trauma related. If there's a picture that they don't like, we can just get rid of that picture. Now, we've done this loads of times. I'm going to show you a different technique. So we've done the normal one where you've taken the picture, you've shrunk it down, make it no bigger than the thumbnail, take it from colour to black and white, spin it the way the sun goes down, set light to it, blow it away, right? There's another one where you push the picture away from you, you make it black and white, and then in a moment, but not just yet, so you're making them ready for it, in a moment, I'm going to count to 3. When I count to 3, I'm going to clap my hands. When I clap my hands, everything in the world is going to come around that picture. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Now, that picture then becomes insignificant. It's small and everything in the world is around it. All the people that they love or care for is around that picture. Can you get that picture up again? Or just say to them, how does that picture make you feel now? It's fine. I'm fine with it. So I will go through this bit again. Then we can do so connect shift works really well. We'll do the emotional detox, take them back to that time where that thing happened. We're also going to go on there and do the cinema, the quick phobia cinema rewind is NLP. It's an NLP technique. And it is the most common way to get rid of a phobia. And it's really powerful. So the cinema, I'll talk you through it. So the way we do it, actually, should we do this with you, Keely, if you want to do it? Switch yourself
Yep.
on. We'll do it with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I said to you, do you want to get into a lift now? Where would you be on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being, I'd be like, no way. 1 being, oh yeah, go on then. Sorry?
An 8.
An 8. You're an 8. Okay, so it makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Feeling in your body now when I say that to you.
Yeah, like I've got all heart flutters and chest.
Okay, so what colour is it in your chest?
Green.
Should we take that green out?
Mm-hmm.
Take a deep breath in. Push all that green up. I'm going to help you. Push it all the way up, 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 up with your breath and push it out through the head and the shoulders now. Let it go. And again, push all that green up, all that green, go all the way up, 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 and let it go. Now, release it. How's that green feeling?
Lighter.
Still there or light? Just light?
Still there, but lighter green, yeah.
Okay. Is it a colour, a temperature, a texture?
There's a colour, yeah, like green colour.
Green. Okay, so take a breath in. I'm going to push my hand in and we're going to pull it out. Keep your eyes open and I'm going to pull it, pull, 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 and you're going to push it out of your breath and let it go now.
Yeah, the colour's gone.
Right. Spell your name backwards.
Yliek.
Perfect. Okay, give your toes a wiggle. Brilliant. So we're going to move on. Okay, to move on?
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to take you off to the cinema. Okay, do you like going to the cinema?
Yeah.
Right, good. So you arrive at the cinema and you're going to get yourself some sweets, or you're going to get yourself some hot dog or nachos or drink, whatever you want, right? You're going to go to the cinema and get whatever you want. Again, doesn't need to be in hypnosis for this because it's NLP. But if they've got their eyes closed, it might help with their imagination. So you arrive at the cinema, you get your special ticket to go and watch a special film, and this film's all about you. You've got your popcorn and your hot dog or whatever it is that you've got. You go through the double doors and you enter the cinema. You can see the big screen. Can you see that big screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to go and sit down in the cinema, and we're just going to disassociate her once, because we can disassociate her twice, but we're going to do it once. I'll come back to that. So I want you to sit down on any seat that you want to sit on. You can sit there. Let me know when you're sitting down, yeah? Great. You've got your drink and your popcorn or whatever it is that you've got, and you can look up at the screen. You can see your name on the screen. Can you see your name on that screen? Great. And what I want you to do, you're going to watch a short video of you, and it's going to be before the event of getting in the lift and after the event. And it's going to be one of the worst events that you've ever had. Or an event, if it's not a lift, another time when you weren't in control. What would that be?
I weren't in control of my dad being ill.
Right, okay, let's do that then. So I want you to see leading up, watch the film, and I want you to watch it in black and white. You're going to watch the film. He's not very well. Behave the way that you behave, and finishing off what happens in the end. Let me know when you get to the end of the film. Yeah? Got to the end. Okay. At this point, I might say, you're perfectly safe. You're going to rewind that film now. Everything's going to go backwards. You're going to go back to the beginning, like everyone's talking backwards. All the way back, to the beginning. Let me know when you get to the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, beginning. Yeah. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to watch that film again, and you've got special editing tools. You're going to freeze frame it like you've got a remote control, and you're going to freeze frame it at the worst point. Can you do that? Let me know when you got to the worst point.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you're there. And then I want you to imagine cutting out that worst point, like you're going to cut that picture out and you're going to hold it in your hand. Let me know when you've got it in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want you to imagine now you can either shred that picture. Imagine you've got a shredder next to you, you're going to shred it, or you're going to spin it, make it really small. You can rip it up, you can burn it, do what you want to get rid of it. Go ahead, let me know when you're done.
Yeah.
Done, yeah? So now there's a bit missing in the film, isn't there? So what I want you to do now is to go back to the beginning, all the way back to the beginning. Let me know when you're at the beginning.
Yeah.
Now this time, because there's a bit missing, you're going to float up out of your body and you're going to go into the film and you're going to behave the way that you want to behave. And whatever happened, change it to how you would like it to have been. So you get to the end. Done that?
Yeah.
Good. You're going to rewind the film again, blah, 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 all the way back to the beginning. Let me know when you're at the beginning.
Yeah.
Great. You're now going to go into that film again and you're going to act differently. You're going to make it fun. So you can put a good song to it, or maybe you can wear something silly, or the person that's with you, they're wearing something silly, and making it fun and enjoyable, however you want. Can you do that? Go ahead. Make it colour, make it fun, put a song to it, make it as funny as you want. And wait till you get to the end. Let me know when you get to the end.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, take a nice breath in. Give your toes a wriggle. Nice breath in and out. Just open your eyes. Have a little shake. Shake that off. Feel all right?
Yeah.
Good. How did you get on with that?
Oh, the bit at the funny bit was a bit harder because I was trying to imagine it,
Yeah.
but it took me to a funny memory rather than me putting a fun, and then it was fine. So
Okay.
I don't know whether that would work.
So now I want you to think about being out of control.
Can't place that for a sec. Can't. I
Who
can't
saw
place it.
her eyes moving? She did a transderivational search then, didn't she?
Yeah, I can't feel control for a minute. It's weird.
Right, now think about getting in the lift. And now every
Steps.
time you think about getting in that lift, that little giggle, that little inner giggle, turn it up, turn it right up, that inner giggle, that laughter. Think about how funny it would be getting in the lift.
I'm in it.
You're in it, okay. You're in the lift and you're laughing and you're wearing something silly. You've got some music playing. See yourself doing that. What colour would it be if you got in that lift, and how proud would you feel of yourself? What colour? Right, pop that pink into your heart. It goes into the heart. Your heart's going to pump that pink around all the way through your body. And every time you see the colours black, white, red, blue, green, and pink, you're going to feel proud of yourself when you get in that lift. Every time you see the colours black, white, red, blue, green, and pink, you're going to remember that you have control and you're okay. You'll deal with anything that comes your way in a really positive manner. Take a breath in, back out, see yourself in that lift, relaxed, calm, pressing the button and going up, down, doesn't really matter. You feel relaxed, you're okay, and you know if there's any issues, you'll deal with it. Breathe in, breathe out, and come back to me nice and slowly. Feel all right?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in that lift?
5, probably 5.
Yeah, about 5.
Yeah.
Come down a bit, okay? Cool. Feel all right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about control? Being maybe on a flight or in a train.
Definitely feels less like I can, yeah, just deal with it as it comes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So far, we haven't even done an emotional detox, but we've got to think about um, where it's come from. And obviously brought up about your dad. So we've got to do that. When we're doing it in the film, it's meant to be fast. There's no like time to think about it. Just get them to do it. I've had clients that I've got them to change the event and made it funny and started laughing, or they've put a song to it. I had one woman who was scared of getting on boats, and she said when she got there, she went to Canada, I think, and when I had to get on the boat, all I kept singing was Saturday Night Fever. And she said I just couldn't help myself. She said my husband thought I was going mental. Same with a client that got on the plane who I said to every time she looks at her son, she'll start smiling or laughing. She drove him mad because she just kept smiling. So you're changing the memory. That's all you're doing. They're taking it out. Yeah? Okay. So what do you think we could do next? Think about it.
Control room.
Sorry?
Control room.
Yeah, because you like being in control. What else? What else would you try? Now think about what I'd try. Think about what I've just done. What else? What other techniques could we use other than the control room?
Pacing.
I didn't hear that.
Future pacing.
Yep, you could do a future pacing, seeing yourself in the future, getting in lifts, going on trains and blah blah blah. Yep. What else?
Anchoring.
Yep, anchoring. We could collapse it out, couldn't we? Collapse out the feeling. What would we go for? Control or the lift? What's worse at the moment, Keely?
Oh, the lift.
Still the lift.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's about 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you had to get in a lift now, I want you to think about so if we have this hand, put your hands up like so. Think about getting in the lift when the doors open. Think of it as a small lift, worst case you can think of. And I want you to think, and then anchor it in on that hand. That's it. The worst part. Open the doors open. You go in. You feel what you feel. See what you see. Hear what you hear. Anchor that feeling in. Let me know when you're right there. Anchor it in. Feeling of being stuck in there. Right. All of those not very nice. So you swallow them. Okay. Let go of the anchor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Okay, great. Give your toes a wriggle. What's your favourite colour?
Pink.
Great. Now, then we'll take with the good anchors on this side. So I want you to think about a place where you feel really safe, wherever that may be in your bed, think about being there or in the bath, I don't care, wherever you want. Think about wherever that is that feels safe, secure, you feel great. And then when you've got there, anchor it in, squeeze the finger and the thumb nice and tight. Feel really safe there. You feel comfortable, safe and relaxed. Feels so nice, like no one needs you, no one worried about you. You're absolutely fine. You feel safe there. You're always safe. Let me know when you've done that and you just let go of that anchor.
Yeah.
Cool. Take a breath in. Your toes a wriggle. What's your middle name?
Nothing.
Of course. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to add in another anchor. What anchor do you think I should ask her to have?
Feeling loved.
Yeah, do you loved? What else?
Feeling in control.
Yep, definitely. So let's do love for now. I want you to think about feeling loved. I want you to think about the people that love you the most. Think about them holding you, cuddling you. Imagine holding you, keeping you safe. Do the same sort of thing. Feeling that love, that joy, feeling great. Anchor that really in nice and tight. Feel how beautiful that is, that love. How great it feels to be loved. You give love, receive love, you are the love. Let go of the anchor when you're ready. Great. Toes wiggle. Okay. What's your favourite food?
Korma.
What?
Chicken korma.
Chicken korma. Okay. Right. So we're now going to put in control. I want you to think about something that you have a lot of control over. Think about what you're in control of, and then press the anchor in. Think about that control. Now you've got it already. Look at you. You have the control. You are in control. And any obstacles that come your way, you know that you can work through it. Think about that now. Control that in. You know that you're in control. Take a breath in, exhale out. Let go of the edge when you're ready. Toes wiggle. What colour's your car? Oh, all right?
Yeah.
Good. Get both anchors up. And then I want you to think about, I want you to press the one about getting in the lift. I want you to think about getting in the lift, press the anchor and press the other one straight after. Think about getting in the lift, what it feels like when the doors open, you're in that lift, how it feels. Let go of the bad anchor. What it feels like when you're in the lift. How does it feel? Anything?
Rest up, ain't it? I just feel fine.
Oh,
I'll mute. So I'll mute that for a sec.
so just give yourself a little shake off. Sit, a little shake. Feel all right? Any questions about anyone got any questions back there? Just put yourself back on, Keely. Sorry, you're talking to someone.
Sorry, I took it off because all my dogs are being little
Oh no,
sods.
no, that's all right. You feeling all
Yeah.
right? How's that
Yeah,
feel?
I feel fine. I feel it's really mad actually because of I couldn't think of getting in, and then my step in was light, like it was fine.
Oh,
So that made me laugh because I was thinking, how does that work?
mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even when I do phobias, I have clients that sit in, they go, what the hell? What's happened? And they go, I feel like that because I'm sitting here. It's because I'm in the moment. I go, okay, let me know how you feel in a few days' time. Give it a few days to let the dust settle. Because don't forget, the issue's never an issue. You would have done an emotional detox. You would have got rid of other stuff. We might have taken you into the control room. You know, probably could have done all of those things as well. Then we could have done, I probably, then we could have done the collapsing anchors. But if I was going to do the cinema, I might have done that during hypnosis. I probably would have done the emotional detox, then the cinema. Or I might have done the emotional detox, followed by take yourself back to the time when it happened, get that feeling up, kinetic shifted that out, then go on to the cinema. The cinema always seems a bit like, oh, that it. But it actually works. You can, I want to go back to disassociation. When someone is scared of something, if they're disassociated from it, they feel safe or safer. If they see a spider on the screen and they're scared of it, then you could all if they've got a really severe phobia, then you can double disassociate them. So you can start them in the cinema instead of going into the cinema and putting them on the chair in the cinema. You can take them back to the projector room, and they're in the projector room, and there's a shield around them, and they're perfectly safe in there, and they can see themselves on the screen. Then take them out of there and put them in the seat so they're closer. Watch it through again. Then get them to float up and go into it. It's called double disassociation. Double disassociation. But it depends on your client. You're on mute.
Say like you're doing a cinema with a fear of flying, but like Keely had that fear of lifts, but then you got her to think of another time when she didn't feel in control. So if they say you had that fear of flying, would you get them to watch that on the screen, like getting into the plane that time, or
Yeah.
would you say another time when you didn't
If
feel
they've
in?
come to you for, like Keely, fear of flying, then get them to feel that. Where's that feeling? I would often say that's probably control as well. Like the fear of flying is normally control. They're not really frightened of death unless they've had, there might be fear of flying if they've had like bad turbulence on the plane or something bad's happened. So just speak to them and find out what's worse. You know, is it the getting in the lift in Kelly's thing? Is it getting in the lift or is it control?
Control. Okay.
So just speak to them, find out, take them back. It's the worst time that they felt out of control. If you're leaving it open, she might have come. I didn't know she was going to come up with a dad thing. What happened with her dad? I had no idea that was going to happen. I thought she was going to come up with time in the lift. It didn't. See what I mean? It's got to be what your client has got to guide you for that. They're going to bring you forward with it.
So would that be the same with heights and things as well?
Yeah, heights is a funny one because obviously we have to be scared of heights to a degree.
Mm.
We know that if we fall from a building, we're going to fucking die. We're going to be, you know, it's not going to be good, is it? So we want them to be safe, but we've also got to be like, if they're going to be scared of heights, like if it depends what the situation is. Like I had a fireman that was frightened of going up ladders, crazy. I needed him to know that he was more than capable and he had to be careful on the ladder, but get up there and be cautious of what was going on and be okay with it. Okay, so it's a bit like when people, like I've had a guy that was fear of sharks who was a diver. I said to him, well, you have to be ready that if a shark comes your way, you'll deal with it and you know that you're going to be okay in a professional manner. See what I mean? So it depends on what the situation is.
Maybe the heights things, if they couldn't like go on things like cable cars and like going up on
Oh yeah,
holidays.
if they're going to go on a cable car, then it's got to be, that's similar to a lift. You're going to get in the cable car, you'll trust the process. That could be control because they can't stop the cable car and get off. So yeah, that could be if they don't like looking down. Well, don't go on a cable car if you don't like looking down. You see what I mean? It's the same. It's the similar. It's like people that are frightened of snakes. Well, don't go near a snake then, or don't go in places where you think you're going to see a snake. But if it's a phobia against something that's out of their control, like a spider that you don't know that's going to turn up, especially at this time of the year, then deal with it in a different manner. See the spider, deal with it. I don't have to be best mates with the spider. I don't have to, pick the spider up, but be in a position where they go, it's okay, the spider's okay. I can put a bit glass over it or paper underneath it and shift it out, take it out of the house. It depends on what it's got to be like, what is it about the heights? What is it associated with? Or was they on a tall building and they fell off? Or were they up on scaffolding and fell off and broke their leg or whatever? Did that put them in that trauma? Is it trauma related?
Say if it's the same where they just feel unsafe, like going up like mountains, anything sort of high. They just
Feel unsafe. It's normally they feel unsafe for a reason. Is that control? Or is it they feel just unsafe going up high mountains? It's going to be you are safe. Mountains got you. It's not going to crumble. You're not going to fall from it because you're standing on the ground. The ground's got you. You don't see if you see yourself on a flat piece of land, say in your garden, the garden's flat. You don't think, oh, I'm going to fall off of this because the earth's flat, because it's not. It's seeing it from a different perspective and going, actually, I'm going to be safe going up that mountain. It could be high up, but I'm safe. You're putting him back safe and secure. You know someone who's got a fear of going up mountains then?
Yeah, she just won't. Everything affects her on holiday. She won't go up the mountains. Like anything driving up them, she has a panic attack and
Yeah, but why?
don't know. She just doesn't feel safe. That's what she said. So I said, "Oh, let me find out if."
And find out if there's something that's happened. Has she gone off the side of a mountain while she's in a car?
No, nothing. But that's what she feels like. That's what might happen. She's
Yeah.
just a worrier.
So if she's an overall worrier and she's probably overthinking, then you're going to do an emotional detox and get rid of everything else that comes with it.
Right. Okay.
And then check in with her and go, how are you feeling now about going up that mountain? So Keely, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you feeling with your phobia?
3.
Cool. Okay. So as long as it's like a below a 3, we're happy with that. That didn't take long, but if I'd done a whole session, I would have done emotional detox and all other stuff to be sure.
So, because my aunt's in hospital at the minute, so I have to walk up the stairs all the time and downstairs. So if you just go and get in the lift now, then what? It's just going to be fine. Like,
Yeah.
mm.
So I might put in.
Fingers.
Yeah, you've still got it on the
Well,
finger.
then hold my fingers.
Want to, if you step as you step into the lift, anchor it in. You've got the anchor
Mm.
there. Walk into the lift. Press the finger and the thumb. You feel safe and secure. Once you've done it,
I feel like I want to try it.
Oh, you could do me,
try it.
Keely, because I'm going on a plane next week and I don't like flying.
so that's what you're doing is check it. We want with every phobia, we want to check it out. And some will say, well, I don't know when I'm going to see a spider next. That's fine because it will come round at some point. Or even just seeing it on a television screen, they'll know the difference. You know, they
So
might get
with a spider, then how's that cinema thing work with
same
the
thing. So
spider?
if they saw themselves, think about the worst time that you saw a spider that you was really scared, then see what happened before you saw the spider, that you was absolutely calm and everything was okay. You saw the spider, the worst part that when the spider ran, and you screamed or did whatever you did to at the time you ran out of the house, you were so scared. Um, then your husband got rid of it or whatever, the boy, your son's got rid of it or daughters or whatever, got rid of the spider, went back into the house. You felt like you had to scan the entire house. You watch all of that through and then go, right. And then you were absolutely fine. Spider had gone, finished. When you rewind it, everything going backwards, all the way back to the beginning as you saw yourself running back into the house. You saw the spider. You went back to sitting on the sofa watching telly or whatever you was doing. Right, everything went backwards. Then you watch it through again. You freeze frame it at the worst point. The worst point is when the spider ran towards me. I was screaming, cut that bit out. Either shred it, burn it, twist it, set light to it, get rid of that bit that's missing, get rid of that and change it. So then you're going to change it so that you sat on the sofa, you saw the spider, it ran towards you, it went under the sofa, and you was like, oh, it's gone there, that's fine. All right. I just laughed at it. I didn't go outside, I stayed in. I floated up out of my body into the screen, done it all again, sat there at the sofa, felt all right. I was watching telly, saw the spider run, took no notice of it, laughed at it because the spider had a silly hat on and some roller skates. Um, it waved to me and said, I'm just going under the sofa. I won't be long. No harm here. And jumped in under the sofa and I carried on watching Coronation Street. I was absolutely fine and wetting myself laughing because something happened on Coronation Street that was really funny. I laughed and then I just went to bed and knew that the spider would find its own home because it doesn't like being in my home. That's it. You've changed the memory. And then the mind thinks, I've done that. I've done that now. It was easy. It was laughable. The spider's not here to harm me. It doesn't want to be here. It wants to be in its own home. It doesn't want to be in my home.
But they change the memory, not us, don't they?
They change the memory. They're changing the memory and they're disassociated. It's so important to disassociate them. And in your notes, it'll tell you about the roller coaster. I'm sure that you've been to like Thorpe Park or something like that, or somewhere where they've got roller coasters. You see it from a distance, and you think, "Yeah, I'm going to go on that." And if you've got children or whatever, you go, "Right, we're going to go on, I don't know, the Hulk ride or whatever it is." Right, yeah, we're going to go on it. We're going to go on it. Who's going on it? Yeah, we're all going to go on it. And Be miles away from it. You think, yeah, be fine. And as you get closer and closer and closer, you start hearing the noise of it and the screams. And you're like, not sure if I want to go on that. And then you queue for like 6 million years. And you get to the front, and you can hear the clicking of the chain, and you can see people getting off, going, whoa, like, and you start thinking, oh, this wasn't such a good idea after all. You get on and they put it down, and then you're like, that excitement and fear come up all at the same time. But it didn't when you was way back, when you're disassociated. Because when you were sitting at the bench having a cup of tea before you got on it or whatever you were doing, you was like, yeah, I'm going to go on that. It weren't until you actually got on it, then you started, the fear kicked in, right? Because you're in the moment, you're in the fear. But before you was disassociated. So we always want to disassociate someone. So they're behind a screen, or they're sitting back and they're watching themselves on the television screen, doing whatever it is that they were doing. Because if you see yourself on that roller coaster, you're like, oh, look at me being all brave, right? We're getting up and we're going into it and making it fun. I got on the roller coaster and I started laughing about something. I couldn't stop laughing. And George next to me was singing a song and he was laughing, and we looked at each other and we just laughed and laughed and laughed all the way through the ride. And then I got off and I felt giddy and felt exhausted from it. We're just changing the memory.
Max, sorry, would you, like, when you put them in the memory and you say make it funny, would you give them ideas to?
Yeah. Sing a song. I get on the roller coaster. I start singing Saturday Night Fever. I'm laughing. I look at my son. We're both laughing at each other, and I noticed that he's poking his tongue out at me, and I'm sticking my fingers up at him. We're being silly with each other.
You would be telling them to do that, or you just let them do it?
Yeah. So whatever they're doing. So when I've done someone who's on a plane, I'll say to them, "You're in that plane," and I knew that this particular woman was flying with her sons. They were like teenagers. They didn't know that she had a fear of flying. I said, every time you see your son, you're going to start laughing. And every time you see the colours black, white, red, blue, green, or whatever it was, you're going to remember that how brave you are. I know that those colours are going to be somewhere on the plane. So she's going to remind her that she's okay. Every time she saw her son's faces, she'll start laughing and smiling because she remember that she's not scared anymore and she's brave, or whatever I put in.
But that wouldn't be in the film bit, would it? That would be after.
After that'd be putting it in, going, no, that'd be in the film. Sorry, that'd be in the film. You see yourself on the plane, come out of your body, go into the plane. You see yourself doing what you're doing, but make it fun. You might be watching a film. Every time you watch the film, you feel great. You're laughing at the people that you're with. Put in the good music. It makes you feel like dancing when you hear the music. You're laughing to yourself because you're on the plane and you feel relaxed. But don't forget, everything's ambiguous. You don't have to tell them anything. You could just guide them a little bit. Put a good song to it. See yourself laughing at your loved ones as you're on that flight. If it's a shark, or, see that shark smiling at you, laughing at you. If it's a spider, you saw the spider, it ran towards you. You laughed because it doesn't want to be here. It wants to be in its own home. Make it fun. Tell them to make it fun. They get to the end and they feel like they've really achieved something. They look really good. They got in that lift and they went to the 34th floor or whatever it is. So phobias can be really easy to get rid of, really easy, but they can also be a bit of a, like your client might go, I can't believe that, that feels weird. If you've got to the end of the session and you haven't got your numbers down and they still seem a bit scared, they might need another session. That sometimes happens if there's trauma there related to phobia. But what you can do is tap in. So you'll start on the karate chop and you can say, even though I have that fear of spiders, I choose not to. They can't harm me. They can't hurt me. I'm safe. I'm always safe. I love myself. I respect myself. I accept myself. I'm free from the spiders. They're okay. I don't come to harm me, whatever it is that's bothering them about the spider. Yeah. Same as with your friend with the mountain. Even though I'm scared of going in the cable car, I choose to go on the cable car. It's safe. I trust the cable car to protect me, to look after me, to get me from A to B and enjoy the moment. I'm safe. I love myself. I respect myself. Yeah. Take a breath in, relax. You're okay. It's okay. Yeah. It's just asking the questions and waiting for them to see how they feel with the phobia. It's generally making it fun. And that's not easy when they've got a phobia that's scaring them. But they always know. Logically, it makes no sense. If they're having an injection and they're fine with needles or they're taking blood, it's for their own good. So it's like you don't have to watch the needle go in, but you can look away and you know that it's really good to know that that medicine's going in because it's doing you the world of good. And it'll be over. I can count now, and by the time I've counted to 100 or whatever, I know that it's going to be over and it's done. And I felt really brave and I felt good that I've allowed that medicine into my body because my body needs this. Do you know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? You're changing the perspective because they've been stuck. I don't like medicine going in my body. I don't like the needle going in my body. I don't like seeing a spider. I don't like seeing snakes or whatever it is. I don't like flying. I'm scared of flying. I don't like being out of control. You're in control. You're okay. The spider's not going to hurt you. Yeah? Does that all make sense? When you're doing fears and phobia, it's really like collaborating with your client all the time. How do you feel now? What's going on? Putting in all the good. Any questions? Well, now you get on, Keely, with lift.
I'd be really interested to see that.
If you don't get it down, if you don't get the numbers really down, and they've been with you for a while, don't exhaust them. Just go, look, like we've gone so far, give it a few days, let things settle. Let me know how you feel in 2 or 3 days' time. Check in with yourself how you feel about the needle or flying or whatever's going on. And then we can take it from there. And you might need another session just to really get those numbers down, to get that feeling comfortable with that situation. Yeah, you look a bit worn out. Done a lot today, haven't we? We've covered lots of stuff.
Mm.
So we're coming towards the end. Next week, we're going to do some pain, to work on some pain and some other bits and pieces to finish up. But I really want you to practice this week. I also want to jump on a phone call with all of you before we get to Sunday or just after Sunday if you haven't got time this week. Just to have a chat and go through everything, make sure that you're happy with what you're doing and anything that you're not sure about. Just have a read through the modules that you've done already and think about what you've achieved and what you've learned, and if there's anything else that you're not sure about. Pain is quite a straightforward one. But we'll go through that. I'm also going to send other videos for you to watch that you can do. You can do that later on. They're just like bonuses or whatever. So if you privately message me, we'll jump on a video call if you can this week. I know like a lot of you are busy. If you can, we'll do a video call. I'll go through some stuff, make sure you're all up to speed and you're all happy and everything else. And then Sunday will be the last one. So I'll just assess and make sure everyone knows exactly what they're doing. Yeah. You're knackered. On that. Yeah.
We're going to get dinner now.
Yeah. I think my son's down the pub. I think he said to me, come down the pub.
Oh, yes.
I'm knackered. Quite not. Right? Cool. I'm so jealous of your dog, Nick. I'm like,
He's not a dog, he's a baby, and he knows it as well. He needs a cuddle all the time.
Oh,
so lovely. Yeah, nice. So let's see how we get on. Practice this week, please. Practice. Push yourself out your comfort zone. Start getting your videos up and your lives on Facebook and getting things on social media. Get some volunteers. What'd you say, Keely?
Minute, or like the speaking things that we were doing.
Sorry, say that again.
You know, you said videos.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like filming it or
Yeah, film it.
saying?
Get yourself, do a video about who you are, what you do, put it on social media.
Oh, embarrassing.
Come on.
That'd be crazy.
Have a chat with me this week. Put something in the diary with me this week. We'll have a chat individually, go through some stuff, what you're doing, what you're worried about, and on a one-to-one. Okay? Message me privately. I'm going to kick your ass so that we can move forward. And then on Sunday, we'll do pain control and other bits and pieces and some practicing. It'll be mostly practicing next week, getting those last few practices in. All right?
mm-hmm.
Cool. Have a good week, and I will see you in the week.
Yeah.
Thanks, Max.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.